uncut, unedited, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I love being black. All right, all right. Come on in, people. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. We just have a little talk. Have a little talk. Come on in. 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 All right. We got a great show. Real quick, or we just gonna be, I need an hour of your time. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday for some of you guys that don't celebrate Christmas. And I respect that. I really don't celebrate it either. But people say they wish me Merry Christmas, and I wish her back. So come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. We'll see how many folks we got coming in. All right. You get a chance. Let's talk about Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard and Lori Lightfoot. She's going to give us the results, the final results of her investigation for 2025. And I don't have them, don't get me wrong, but what I'm doing is I'm asking you guys tonight if you guys can imagine what she probably would say. Yeah. Imagine what she probably would say. So that's what I'm asking tonight. Let's get some ideas. We just brainstorming. What will be some of her findings, you think? Now, these are allegedly. Now, we're not written in stone. What do you think? I'm asking you guys a question. Lori Lightfoot will be giving us her final results of her investigation in January, which is next year, 2025. What do you think she's going to come up with? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. Just come on in. Come on in. Come on in. And we're not going to be all night. I know it's a holiday, and a lot of you are with your family, and I don't want to make it all day and all night. We just get some things, and if I can get 30 minutes of your time, maybe 45, no more than an hour, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I just get some thoughts. Get some thoughts. You know, get some thoughts. Real talk. Appreciate all you guys coming in tonight. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on in, come on in. Some thoughts. We're gonna find out what's the final. Yeah, my life in the shy. What's up, my brother? I appreciate you. Appreciate you all the work you're doing in the community. I know it's hard, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Stringer, Jesus, Stringer Harris said, "Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Jesus is my doctor." All right now. All right. All right. I celebrate Merry Christmas. That's why I always say Happy Holidays. Okay. I don't celebrate Merry Christmas. Okay. Yeah, all right. Merry Christmas, Martin. Same to you. All right. All right. Can't wait to hear this. Okay, people. Now, this is the subject. All we asking is, what do you think is going to be Lori Lightfoot final results about the investigation of Dolton Finance? That's all I'm asking you. And you know all that below the belt and all that other stuff. What do you think she's going to find? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking tonight. All right. That's all I'm asking you. Oh, that's a good question too, Stringer. I just want to know how much you got paid to do that and who paid for it. Okay. All right. That's right, Stringer. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question too. Yeah. Good question. Good question. All right, let me open up the phone lines. They're not open yet. I haven't even opened them up yet. So we're gonna get right on to the nitty gritty. What do you think? What do you think is gonna be asked? You know.
Hey, caller, this is Martin G, aka the Crime Chaser,
All right.
live,
Come on
uncut,
in.
unedited broadcast. Just before you speak,
Happy
please turn
holidays,
down
people.
all
Merry
your
Christmas.
audio. Please turn them off or down, and do not have us on
All
speakerphone, so
right.
we won't have an echo. And we'll be with you shortly.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All right. Now y'all gotta remember this investigation that's going on, that doesn't mean make it that everything is accurate. I just want to say that. We're looking for the callers. We got one caller coming in now. I see the caller, and we want to talk about it. All right. 872-299-0808. All right. All right. All right.
Strange.
String time. What's up, String man?
What's going on, man?
Ain't nobody
Happy
on here.
holidays
Hey,
to
listen,
you.
ain't no same to you. Ain't nobody on here but me and you. So you got plenty of time to talk. So let's hit it. So let's hit all your questions. Now,
Oh man.
go ahead. Plenty of time to talk. So we good. Nobody called in, just me and you, and we can ask the question. Now you ask a question, but I'm not gonna answer because I got to play the neutral side.
Yeah,
So I let them answer it in the thing. Go ahead.
yeah, for sure, for
Okay.
sure. I think that I think the bigger question is, once again, if everybody's so concerned about money, and they seem like they are, I want to know what that check looked like to Lori for doing this information, and where does it go from there? Like, what happens? What happens with this information? Is she, removed from her seat? Like, what exactly happened? What happens more that the FBI is doing right now for free 99?
Mm.
I want to know, what are they
I
going
got
to
go free 99. Go ahead, bro. That's a good one.
free 99?
You slipped
Like,
out into me.
you getting the whole investigation for free 99, but you were willing to. It's sort of like, hey, listen, I got to lick on this TV, man. It's $200.
Right.
Or you can wait to New Year's and I can just give it to you. I just need to wait to see if I can get it off. I'm gonna wait till New Year's. Hey, what's gonna happen? Like, nah, it ain't gonna get sold or nothing like that. I can wait. So I just want to know what her little stipend gonna be. Where everybody's so concerned about the money and, oh, she's spending money on boxes and all this other good stuff. If you so much concerned, somebody should have came to the trustees and said, look, we really don't need Lori Lightfoot. Let the government, because they can get a lot further than Lori Lightfoot can. Let them do their investigation and let the chips fall where they may. Like, I don't understand what's the big thing about. Look, I guess I don't know. These same people that want Lori Lightfoot to speak up are the same people who, again, don't live in Chicago and was like, man, we want Lori Lightfoot up out of there. But now you get some traction. Now somebody got something to say. Now it's, now y'all want to hear Lori? Now y'all want to hear Lori? Okay. All right, let's listen to it. Let's listen to Lil Lightfoot.
So
let's see what's going on.
Hey, Stringer. So you saying this is, now correct me if I'm wrong. So you saying is, why pay Lori Lightfoot for an investigation and when we can get it free if the FBI is doing it? Let the chip. Is that what you're saying?
FBI already doing it.
Already. Okay.
Why you paying for it?
Right.
That don't even make sense.
Right.
To me, it don't. But again, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to them. I guess my thing, what's the end game? Anything in life, forget this. Anything in life, you should start something and finish it, but your finishing should always have an end game. What is your end? You get into a relationship with a chick or a guy. What is your end game? You go to a job. It starts out as, hey, I'm just working this. What is your end game, though? You got Lori out there. You got her doing her investigation. What is the end game? To prove exactly what? Okay, let's say hypothetically speaking, she proved that she done stole over $250,000. She done stole $1.2 million. do Lori lock her up too? I don't think Lori locked her up. And with this information that Lori gets, she should turn it over to who? The like the FBI. She should. I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, I'm just trying to figure out why give her this money and y'all complaining about where the money is going when Tiffany spends it. So I don't know. Mayor Tiffany, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? That's something I got to start doing too. When I talk about her, I got to put a little respect on her name, because at the end of the day, she is a mayor. She is a supervisor. And for us to walk around here and be like, hey man, you know, Tiffany, this, y'all don't know her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk like that. Some of us will be glad to be senators, congressmen, leaders and stuff like that. And if you got that position, at least you want people to put respect on your name.
That's
and I take full responsibility for not doing that. When I talk about her, I just say Tiffany, but that's Mayor Tiffany if I'm talking about something in Dolton, and that's Supervisor Henyard if I'm talking about something in the Thornton Township.
Mm-hmm. That's understandable. You know what you said? You spoke volumes, that because rather, if those of us don't like Tiffany, we have to respect that name, because she does have the title of mayor of Dolton and the supervisor of our Thornton Township. You have to respect the name. What if you think she's crooked or a bad person, you have to respect that name. Period. You have to. You know. And I've learned that when I was in church, and my pastor used to tell us, well, even if you don't see a reverend wrong or preacher wrong, I mean, if you don't believe in what he's doing, you still have to respect his title as a minister, as a person that called himself of the cloth. You have to respect that title. So I've been taught a long time ago, I'm going to respect your title, whatever it is. Whether if I like you or not, I have to do that. That makes sense, though. So I think somebody put up here that Lori getting $400 an hour. Look up it. I don't know if you can see the screen. $400. Lightfoot has no power to do anything. Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Then
$400 an hour.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's great. Oh my goodness.
Now,
that must be nice, man. That must be nice.
Somebody said Lori can pass the information to the FBI. Okay.
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 So, if you don't mind, let me say
go ahead. There's nobody on here but me and you.
Life.
Me and you on the line. Nobody else calling. Go ahead.
Tiffany doesn't respect anyone. And my question to my life, have you been around her at the town hall meetings? Have you had a conversation with her personally? You know, I had this thing a long time ago. I used to judge people that I didn't know. And I never met them, but I judged them because of what people said. And then once I got to know somebody, I said, oh, snap. They not as bad as people say they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. And it's the same way, like, with anybody else. If somebody was to judge you without knowing who you are, like, all day, that's being subjective to anything that you see and not objective. And that's the problem that we have now, that we so subjective to anything that we see. Anything that we see, we like, oh man, it is what it is. I don't care if it's true or not true. Instead of like, oh, you know what? Let me try to get to introduce myself to her. Or let me go to something and see who she is myself. And again, maybe she don't respect everybody. Maybe the people that she's not respecting isn't respecting her. Now, in her position, does that make it right? Because she needs to respect everybody sitting in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
She should. But I've said this before. It's only so long you can poke the bear without the bear coming to attack you. And I don't think that's fair for anybody, especially a woman. Especially a woman. The way she sit there sometimes and be attacked, I've watched her sit there and not say nothing. Not say nothing. Put a smile on her face and say next. Put a smile on her face and say next. But how many videos we done seen on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok of people at work and they're like, man, just get on my face. Man, just get on my face. And the next thing you know, they fighting. They're fighting at work. So, I don't know. It's tough. But like I said,
hold it. Hey, Stringer, hold it. Let's ask my life, your life. Call Call in, brother. 872-299-0808. Stringer would love to have a conversation with you. I'm quite sure he would. 872
behavior becoming on. So I
299.
guess you're asking my life, is that becoming of a mayor or supervisor? In some instances, absolutely not, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think some of the things that you say is not of becoming of a mayor or supervisor. Absolutely not. Do I think the things that she's done in the Thornton Township, in the Dolton community, is becoming of a supervisor or mayor? Absolutely. Absolutely. I literally drove through Dolton for the first time in I don't know how long, about 3 weeks ago. And I was like, yo, when did they build this basketball court over here? Oh man, this street is dope. I ain't seen this street paved like this ever. Ever. And I mean, I hadn't been through Dolton, like not through the neighborhoods in at least, I don't know, easily eight years. Like seriously. So I don't know. I saw a lot of things that's built up in Dolton. I saw a lot of things that look like trash in Dolton as well. So again, I think, 3.5 years going on 4 years and doing some of the things that she's done out there in Dolton. No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't live there, but I do feel like some of the people out there feel like she's doing a lot for the community. Also feel like there's a lot of people out there that feels like they ain't doing nothing for the community. So I'm not there.
Mm-hmm.
My life, you asked what's the number, is 872-297-63?
Yeah, it's 6389. Let me put it up. I'm going to put it in the chat.
There you go.
I'm put it up, put it in the chat. He can call in. I'm welcome to call in. We want good dialogue. And hey, Stringer, I didn't tell you to call in, did I? Because I want nobody to think we set this up.
I was watching Indiana Jones and I got a notification on my phone.
Uh-huh.
I subscribed.
Okay. All right. I want to hear from some people. The lines are open.
Peggy, her action shows how she is when she opens her mouth. Her truth shows. I don't even know what that statement means. I don't.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know what that statement. What does that mean? Her truth shows. What does that mean?
I want him to call in.
Are you talking about Peggy, when you say that, are you actually at the meetings, or are you just seeing what you see on the news? And again, I'm not taking sides or anything. I'm just asking a question. Is it something that you see on the news, or is it something you've witnessed in a meeting? Because let me tell you what I get from only going to 2 meetings. I've been to 2 meetings. And out of 2.5 hour meeting, and Martin was at the one that I was at.
Yeah.
Out of this long meeting, the news gives you about 15 seconds of her.
Yeah.
15 seconds, and it's all stuff to make you be like, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, it ain't, So I don't know. I would tell somebody to come to the meeting, man. If you in the Chicagoland, South Suburban area, come to a meeting. Come to a meeting and see for yourself a whole meeting, not soundbites. But she's very disrespectful to anyone who doesn't agree with her. Okay. Hey, Jenny, I've watched them Dolton meetings, Jenny, and I mean I watched it on online, sometimes live, sometimes later, and I've seen them people attack her on that public announcement, like when they want to make public remarks, and I've sat there and watched her say, "Okay, thank you, next." And they won't take their seats after the 3 minutes is up, and they continue to attack her. And she say, "Next, your time is up. Next, your time is up." Like, is that her being disrespectful? Is that the public being disrespectful? Like, I don't understand us. Like, I really don't. I want to understand us and how this works, but sometimes I'm kind of conflicted because of what you guys think or feel like is disrespectful. I know you got another caller.
Okay, go ahead. Hang around because he might want to. All right, caller. Erico 662. Come on, caller. What's going on? Who are you?
Hey, what's up? It's my life for you.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he is, Stringer. He called in. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So listen, hold on, my life. Before you get started, this is how we're gonna do it. We're not gonna scream and we're not gonna cuss each other out. We're gonna listen to each other, and you're gonna say, "Hey, Martin, can I rebuttal?" I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to rebuttal whatever you got to say, vice versa. Okay, that's how I play fair. I'm just letting you know that. Okay, I'm not. I'm look at me. It's going straight down the middle. I'm not taking Tiffany's side. I'm not taking the non-Tiffany side. So go ahead, my life. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, how y'all doing?
I'm wonderful. Happy holiday
Good,
to you.
bro.
Good.
Okay. Okay, so two things can be true. Yes, she may have done some good things for the city, community, and for the city itself.
Talk up a little louder, brother.
However,
Speak in the mic. Speak in the phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I said two things can be true. I said she can done some great things. However, she also I've watched several meetings, numerous meetings, and it's like she comes into the meeting already in a defensive mode. Like she had to give a dialogue. The way she talked to the residents. Never producing any receipts. You know, you're saying you're in a circle. Not following, in my mind, I don't think she's following the guideline as it relates to how you spend money. I think she spends the money and then want the board to approve it without showing any receipts to what's being bought, without them giving approval prior to. And then I watched, even though those residents, I think those residents are just expressing frustration. Is it right? Probably not. But they look at it like that's the only time that they get a chance to voice themselves. And I'm just saying, as a leader of the community, remember, she works for those people. You can't degrade those people and say those horrible things that come out of her mouth. And I remember when the other guy was mayor, if you compare Trustee Henyard to the Mayor Henyard or Supervisor Henyard, you see three different people. Totally three different people. And so I'm just saying, as a leader, there's certain qualities you're supposed to have. And I don't think she has them. I mean, from what I've seen. And then I saw her talk about something about background checks. Well, who did she hire? Who did she try to hire? People with, background checks that are questionable. I'm just saying, you can't say one thing and then you turn around and do something else. That's the only thing I'm saying. And so I'm just going to, say those little things right there. I'm going to stop right there and then he can, I'm going to listen to what he got to say and then I'll talk.
Okay.
So I don't know neither. Okay. I know exactly what most people have seen on TV. But again, what I try to do is be objective of things. And I say, I've known her when she was just a trustee. And I will say this, and when I say I've known her, just doing work out in the community as an activist, I met her out there and seeing how even as a trustee, she was for the people and what was right. That's how I got to know her. But I will say this. This is what I come back to, that everybody kind of, eyes got big and things like that. They said that she spent $40,000 on Amazon. And I just want to ask you a question, my life.
Mm-hmm.
If you was the mayor of a city, would you take, and just talking about you, would you take $40,000 and pay for something for yourself on a city credit card?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So only people with common sense, because everybody don't have common sense. But I think from the dialogue that I do get from Tiffany at times is that she does have a little common sense, right? Just give her a little bit, right? Because once again, she is the mayor, So she got common sense to run a good, race for a campaign. And then she was nominated for the Dolton township. So people voted her in, or she was like, what is it called? They did appointed her. They appointed her at that position. Now, from my understanding, and I don't have the numbers, my life, but when she came in, it was a deficit of like so many millions of dollars. And we can look this up online. This ain't something, and again, I would have to go do my research, but this is something that I heard somebody else say, which was factual after I looked at it. I got to go back and find it. But I believe somewhere, either the Doran Township or the Dolton, I think it was Thornton, was in a deficit of so many millions of dollars. Maybe, I don't know, Martin, do you know a number or something?
No, I heard
where it's at now.
No, I don't know where it's, but I heard that it was maybe Conscious could tell me. Conscious just came in because I believe she's following so close. Okay, let's take the next call. Just hold it right there. 838. Go ahead, caller. Tell us. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, Martin. I just noticed that you were live, so I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Okay. This is what we're talking about. Now, we realize that Lori Lightfoot is going to have give us her final results of her investigation in 2025, which is next month. So I was asking my audience, and I'm playing a neutral role, what do you think Lori is going to come up with? What do you think she just allegedly, what you think she's going to come up with outside of what you've already came up with? That's what I was asking.
Well, I think she's going to come up with a whole lot. And I have the warrant list for the past 4 years for Dolton.
She got it. She got it, Shrinker. She finna answer your question. Go ahead. Let us hear it. She got it.
I personally have 4 years of warrant lists for the village of Dolton. The first preliminary report for Lightfoot had $33,000 in one day. I do not see that on the warrant list. There's another charge for $4,715. I did see that on the warrant list. My question on the Lightfoot report with the $33,000 for Amazon is, I believe it's a combined total, but I don't know why she put January 5th on it. Now, I will be honest, I do not have the February 2023 warrant list. Somehow that is missing, which is suspicious to me. What they did skip over is all the bonds that the village owes. They take out bonds every single year, and they pay back those bonds when people pay their property taxes. And it's just a vicious cycle. But Lori Lightfoot is a very professional woman, and I respect her profession. And she does have inside information. I take offense at people calling me a Tiffany supporter when I put up factual statements on my channel and old board meetings. I put up things that people say out of their own mouths. So as far as the Lori Lightfoot goes, she cannot get anything from Tiffany. Tiffany's not going to give anybody anything. She is a proven liar. Okay. She continuously says, I'll show you. I'll show you. She never shows anything. The best way that the government can operate is to give the agenda, the warrant list, any ordinances that are going to be discussed or voted upon, and have those at the door as the residents enter. I have said this for months, and yet they do not produce them. Any one of the elected officials can produce that. Jason House has sent me 4 warrant lists, but I have 4 years of them. And that is what I show. What's the next question?
Okay, that's it. So let me ask you a question too. Now, Stringer was asking about the deficit when Tiffany came into the office for office of mayor. I believe he was talking about the water bill. So tell us about that too as well. I know you had spoke previously about that before. On
Right. The water bill dates back from 2013. They had a deal with Chicago. They defaulted on that deal. 2017, Chicago sued the village of Dolton. They settled for $11 million. And they are still paying that back today. And it's clear on the warrant list. And I expect to do a live tomorrow showing these warrant lists. But they are still paying back that money. And that there's another loan that people don't really know about, which is a $4 million loan that is due in 2025, which must be paid out of the water fund. And there's a whole backstory on that loan, which dates back to Riley Rogers. I'm not saying Riley Rogers took the money. That's not what I'm saying at all. So when you see these water increases, they need to get that money in that water fund. And they never increased the water charges to Chicago to compensate for the increase that Chicago put out throughout Illinois. So this is where the $11 million comes into play. And that's factual.
okay, I have a question for you. Now, for those of us that's not familiar with the finance, could you tell us what a warrant list is?
Oh, sure. Every month there are 2 warrant lists. Accounts payable, AP warrant list. That gives a complete list of what the bills are that needs to be paid. Some of them have invoices attached to them. And these are very specific, detailed lists. And it gives the date, what they were for, who they're for, and the amount. There's also an electronic warrant list, which are payables such as credit cards, such as lease payments. The village of Dolton leases so many vehicles. It's not the Tahoes. Everybody wants to talk about the Tahoes. Okay. It's exorbitant. It's ridiculous spending. You know, you're having staff lunches, surf and turf for $700. It's on these electronic warrant lists. The board votes whether they're going to pay it or not pay it. Electronic warrant lists have already been paid, and the board says no. But they've already been paid. Now, somebody can dispute me on that. That's okay. But these warrant lists are very, very detailed. And I don't know your email address, or I would send them to you.
Okay. What I'll
And
do
you can
is
look for your.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to Burgundy Blue. She'll send you my number and all that. I'll send it to Burgundy. Yeah. But I want to hold it for a minute, a conscious, misconscious. 626, my life. Is there any questions that you want to ask Miss Conscious? So she know about all these little finance things. She know more than I do. So is there anything that you want to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask her, what's the process when they are supervising Henyard, or what's the process when they spend money? should they get approval from the trustees or the board, or should they also get them receipts prior to the warrant list so they can see what's being paid or so they can dispute it? Because I've seen in many meetings where Mayor Henyard would say, or Supervisor Henyard would say, if you just call me prior to the meeting, then I would get that for you. It's like I never see her try. She always just trying to explain why she doesn't have it, but she never produces it. So I'm just trying to understand what's the process.
Yeah, and that's a game that Henyard plays. I'll show you. Y'all know it. Invoices are attached to these warrant lists. Are they accurate? This is the thing. Are the warrant lists accurate? Are the invoices accurate? Are the charges legitimate? But they do get invoices. But you have to say, are they accurate? And if they don't get they used to have the My Viewpoint. My Viewpoint, is that what it was called? Now the trustees have no access to that. So they can actually see. Now the Casper group makes up all of this warrant list, to my knowledge. Okay. But who is providing Casper with the information? And this is where it gets tricky. What do you believe and what can't you believe? Now, Tiffany deflects like, I don't know what, she will never show you factual evidence. However, none of the elected officials have shown the public, the residents, factual information. And I have not seen yet on any other channels where they show factual information. And that's my issue. Did I answer your question?
I have a question too as well. So the report that former Mayor Lori Lightfoot, did you find anything that was wrong with her report, according to, if you related to what you have, your receipts?
No, I didn't find anything wrong with it. The problem is the electronic list that she showed. I call it shock and awe. And it says $33,000 was spent in one day on Amazon.
I think it's 40. Did she say 40? It's 40. I think she said 40. They rounded
it's a
up.
total of 40.
Okay, total. Okay.
It's a total of 40. It was 3.
Okay.
Okay. And the major one was $33,000.
Okay.
$33,000 purchase on January 5th. These warrant lists are very specific. They tell you exactly what was purchased, how much it was purchased, what day it was purchased. And Lori Lightfoot did not put up warrant lists, which is, it's a preliminary report. She put it up on a, what do you call those things? I don't know, slideshow.
PowerPoint.
And highlighted those three
PowerPoint.
items.
Mm-hmm.
I did see the 4715 purchase. Now, there's a charge for a gazebo for $90,000 that the trustees absolutely refused to pay, and I can't blame them. You got to be out of your ever-living mind to pay $90,000 for a gazebo for what? All of this spending. The real issue I have with these warrant lists is all of these staff lunches, all of these so-called training sessions, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I went back into 2021 and they reimbursed Keith Price for some kind of lunch that was over $200. And I could say that because I have proof of it.
Is it Price or Keith Freeman?
I'm sorry, Keith Price.
Oh, it's Keith Price. Okay. All right.
Keith
Okay.
Price.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is Keith Price in 2021 getting meals for the village of Dolton? But everything is on these warrant lists, and everybody wants transparency, and that is transparency.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
For me, is it okay, Marlon?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. You
So-
perfectly. No.
The question I have is, I watched one of the interviews that Tiffany did, I guess it was with the WGN reporter, and he asked her about a trip to Vegas. And she just flat out lied, in my opinion, or
Yeah.
allegedly, about the trip when he called her out. And I was like, does she think that because she didn't actually swipe that card, that that's going to exhume her from any, exempt her from any charges? I think that's just me. I'm thinking that she's been told, or she believes that because she didn't actually swipe that card, that exempts her from any prosecution. So I just want to know, and from your perspective, because I saw what she fought tooth and nail for not wanting a credit card. And my thing is, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you over the village, why not have a credit card and get a hold of spending? So that's just my question that I have for you. That's it.
Yeah. And should she have a credit card? In my personal opinion, and this is just my opinion, she has other people use those credit cards. So it doesn't say Tiffany Henyard used that credit card and bought that. Okay. But this is where things are going to start going downhill. It's not going to be one person that is going to be, I'm not going to say indicted. People helped her. And the chips are going to fall where they may.
Has joined.
We realize that Lori Lightfoot.
Hold on. Let me tell this person. Oh, hold on. 702, you got to turn your audio down. I'll come to you next. 702, turn your audio down. Please do. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Conscious. All right, go ahead. So, go ahead.
If you think that Tiffany did all this on her own, I've got some swampland I can tell you.
Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Conscious. Now, when I say that statement, everybody says I'm taking up for her. They say I'm deflecting.
Yeah.
But and I know it's impossible for anybody to swallow that type of money all by themselves. We know that. I didn't say steal. Yeah. I just said swindle, allegedly. So we know that, especially in government. But go ahead. That's all. Let me take this new caller. Let me see what they have to say. Hey, new caller, 702. You're live, uncut, unedited.
Hi, how are you?
Great. What's your comment? What's your statement? What you want to make? Talk about.
My comment was when you started out, the question was, what is Larry Lightfoot going to produce?
No.
And the caller came in and said that ain't much you can do, and they're just paying her a lot of money to do it. I reviewed that.
Okay.
They brought her in to find out what the hell is going on with the money because she wasn't producing no receipts, and the FBI wasn't acting fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they brought her in.
I never said that.
No.
The other comment you made was, have you watched the meetings or have you actually been to the meetings? It would be a different story if we watched the meetings and couldn't have the audio.
Mm-hmm.
But we watch the meetings and have the audio, so it don't make no difference whether we're there or not. We hear and see how she acts.
Exactly.
She's never produced a receipt. When she does try to produce a receipt, she doesn't do it in an official capacity. She does it on a damn Facebook page or something. That's not being a leader.
And I
And not,
stated that.
not only that, when Laurie Lightfoot did produce her first report, she didn't want the woman to speak because she didn't want the people to hear what she had came up with. And it would have been worth it if they'd given her access to more records, but they didn't give her access to records.
I agree. And if you roll back the tape when you watch it later, you'll hear me say that I don't think Lori Lightfoot's report is wrong. I never said her report was wrong. I don't know
talking about me.
Yeah,
I think he was talking about me. He was
talking
representing.
about
Yeah, I was talking
okay.
about the first caller.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not trying to smash him. I'm not trying to smash him.
Okay,
Yeah, we're just
Paul,
having a conversation.
Yeah.
That was my
I rebuttal
response
to
to
that
why they.
part when I get a chance.
Okay, you want to rebut? You want to rebut now? Go ahead. Rebuttal now. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. It's a gentleman. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's Dalton or Thornton Township. It's a guy that comes up and does a report. I think he's in Dolton. He comes up. He talks about the finance. He talks about this. He talks about that.
I think his name is Robert.
Yep, Robert. What exactly? And again, I don't know. Have Robert ever came and gave numbers to the public or have said what's going on? That's because I don't know. Since he's the number guy.
I have a
He's
question. Has
supposed to be,
anybody?
but he always deflects and says, "I don't have that right now. I'll get it back to you."
Okay, to my understanding, I watched this long session one day. It had to go on for like over 2 hours. All of them are super long like that anyway. But I saw where they were saying they didn't get the files, and I saw Tiffany tell them they did get the files. They did get the files. They sent it one way, then sent it another way, and then she had Robert come up there to the podium. Robert came up to the podium and also said the same thing and said because of the files were so thick, he had to send it a certain way. And it was a whole bunch of back and forth that way. But what I left there, and again, I could be totally wrong, but what I left that meeting is understanding that everybody should have got that file because it was sent of the finances. Everybody should have got it. And I don't know. Do you remember that session that I'm talking about?
Me? Yes.
Anybody?
Conscious, go ahead.
Yeah, I
I
remember that second.
I remember it very well. Have you been on the Thornton Township website to look up the records?
I personally have not. I haven't.
Okay.
Because once again, I'm just having a conversation. To be honest with you, let me tell you a secret.
Okay.
I don't care. Because I don't live in Thornton nor Dolton. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, like I'm having a conversation. Like, I'm openly, I will say that to the moon and back. I don't live in Thornton Township and I don't live in Dolton. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm the person that's gonna come out and say, hey, I don't have a horse in this race. I'm just giving my perspective of what I see. That's it. I don't know fact. I don't know nothing. I don't know. I'm just like everybody else. I don't know. But what I am different from others is I try to stay objective.
Can I make a comment?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. You know how you just mentioned not long ago that she couldn't have done all of this by herself?
I said that. I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's my answer to that. She's the person that's in charge of that. So whether she had help or did it on herself alone, it's her responsibility to make sure that shit like that don't happen. If I'm in charge of something, even if I had my own business and I saw a $45,000 or $40,000 Amazon account on one day purchase, we need to talk to somebody. Never produced a receipt, never went to somebody to ask them for a receipt, and she's telling them people just like blowing them off. And that's their taxpayer money she's spending. That's all I had to say about that.
I agree.
Can I say this real quick too? Because I had to go get my numbers as well.
Sure.
Dalton was in a deficit before Mayor Henyard got in office of $58 million. Let me say that again for the people all the way in the back. It was in a deficit of like $58 million before she was the mayor. Lori Lightfoot came on that first report, and do you know what the deficit was? I'll tell you, $3.5 million. Now, if we take everything out, now let's take Mayor Henyard's name out of this. If I was to tell you a mayor came in, not Miss Henyard, but a mayor came in and took the deficit from 58 million to 3.5, what would we say? And that's the question to everybody on the line.
I have an answer for that.
Go ahead.
That's right.
Have you seen proof of that $58 million?
Yes, sir. It's on. You can go on the website and look it up. That's the website. That's Lori Lightfoot. That Lori Lightfoot said that.
I didn't hear her say that. I heard her mention something like an $8 or $9 million.
You can see the deficit before she took office, and it was around 58 million. But what I'm asking you once again, you're being subjective because you're putting Tiffany there.
I'm not putting Tiffany there. I'm just asking about the 58 million. I haven't seen that figure anywhere.
So
I don't see who's in there.
Right. So what I'm asking you though, if I told you that you owed $58 million in credit card bills, and today I'm calling you to tell you that you only owe 3.5, do you think that's a good thing or bad thing?
That's a good thing.
Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, cool. Now we get somewhere. What if I told you that the Thornton had been in a deficit all the way far back as 2017 when she was sworn in, and the deficit was 4.6 million. Now the surplus is 8 million. Would you say that's a good thing or bad thing?
That's a good thing.
Okay. All right, we get somewhere.
I'm not saying that, sir.
Now let me.
Sir, no. I've listened to you for a minute. I haven't seen that anywhere. Those are just things you're putting out that I have never seen. Okay, those are numbers I just haven't seen them. Excuse me.
Why not?
And that's the problem. Everybody is putting out things,
and nobody sees them.
Out facts.
And I'm 100% about the Thornton Township. I'm 1,000% in what I said about the Thornton Township. About the
where can I find that information?
You can just go online. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to Martin.
There's a lot of stuff online, man.
Okay. No, I'll send it to Martin. And he can slap it up there. I got to go back and find it.
Okay.
I got you, though.
I got you.
If he sent it to me, I'll put it up. I'll post it. Okay, Miss Conscious, do you know anything about that $58 million deficit?
No, I do not.
Okay, because I know you was quiet.
I've been concentrating so much on Dolton.
Can I say?
Transforming into.
Yeah, when she's done talking,
Township.
I'll let you talk. 702. Just let us.
All right.
I promise you, I'll let you talk.
Okay.
I've been gathering all the information on Dolton, so now I'm transforming into Thornton Township. So I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay. Actually, go ahead, my brother. 702.
Okay. Back to that $58 million thing. If I remember correctly, Chief Price about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, said that he had uploaded the information online about what the deficit was, and it was posted on the website. I do remember him saying that. So, in my opinion, man, I think that shit was put up falsely to make her look good. Because I remember Lori Lightfoot said that was like an $8 or $9 million surplus or something like that in her report. She didn't mention 58 million. And then she said now it's at a $3-point-something million deficit. That's all I remember about the 58 million.
Okay, I got a question for my financial gurus. I just want to ask a question. I don't know. Trust me, I don't have a dog fight in this. Now, maybe Conscious can answer this for me. Now, when we say in a surplus, are we combining all the accounts together or individual accounts? That's what I'm asking. I just want to know. I don't know if that's a stupid question or not, but I just came across me.
No, it's not a stupid question. You have fiscal and you have monthly. So you have to determine within the two. And that's the issue where surpluses come in. When Henyard came in, there was a fiscal surplus. Fiscal. However, COVID was still running rampant. And what happened was the state gave property tax payers a I don't know what the word is for, a gift, I guess, that they could prolong paying their taxes. So the village did not get the taxes that they expected to, but the state of the village was horrible. I believe Public Works had one running lawnmower.
Joined.
Okay. And they needed a new fire truck. When they say they gave Henyard everything they wanted, no, they gave the department everything they needed. But they had to go with leases on all of these vehicles, and it is proven in the warrant list. And that's what I go by. I don't go by what people say, because they throw out stuff. If they email me facts, I'm going to put it up. But I'm also going to investigate what they send me. And I have to tell you, I have so many residents emailing me because they're afraid to speak out.
Mm-hmm.
They're afraid they're going to be attacked. And that's where my heart breaks.
Okay.
Hearing the residents.
Yeah. Hold it there, Miss Conscious. We have a new caller. Hey, caller 708. You're next, live, uncut, unedited. What's your comment or statement? Caller.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Great.
Hello?
Great. Yeah, you're here. Just turn your audio down, your Facebook or your YouTube. Just turn it all the way down and just talk to us like we just regularly on the phone. So we won't have an echo or anything like that or a delay. Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Loud and clear now. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was calling about the Tiffany supporter that's talking about the $58 million deficit that Tiffany got down.
I'm not a supporter. I'm not a supporter.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're trying to convince everybody that Tiffany did nothing wrong.
I'm just being objective. That's all. But go ahead.
Yes, they always say objective, but how do you think she bought a $58 million deficit down to $3 million? Where did the 50-something million dollars come from? She didn't get that much in grants. Where did she get that money from? It's like you guys believe anything. Keith Price threw that out there and said that it was a $58 million deficit because it might have been a clerical error on the Illinois Controller's website, and now they're throwing that out there, and all of her supporters are saying that she bought down a $50-something million deficit. But where did she get the money from? She just pulled $58 million out of her butt and bought down the deficit. That doesn't make sense.
I don't know about.
Let me ask the question. Do you know how much money she got in grants?
She wasn't getting grants because she wouldn't release the financial records, so the grants were not coming through. Every time you see the meetings, they were saying we want to apply for a grant, but we need the financial reports, and she was not releasing the financial reports. She kept claiming that Dolton had that $6 million grant coming in, and Kiana kept asking her, where is it? She wanted it shown on the books before it came in. She wanted it put on the books, and she spent it before they got it, and it never came in.
Okay.
Can I interject? I have those financial.
Go ahead.
I have those financial reports as well. I have not gone through all of them. There is so much evidence that I have not been able to go through all of those financial reports yet. But I do have those financial reports.
Can I ask you a question? Has she received any grants since she's been in office?
I haven't been able to. Now, with the grants, we're missing the engineer's reports. Everybody kind of washes his reports away. The engineer goes after those grants. So when Tiffany says, I got the grant, I brought back the bag, okay, the engineer, if you watch any of those old videos, and well, they're not publishing them anymore on the website, but the engineer specifically says what grants he is applying for, what they are for, to inform the board to get the okay to go for the grant. Did the grants come in? I haven't seen proof of that.
Because they didn't. And only grant, if you Google it, the only grant that I saw was a $1 million youth grant, which is why she put Kamal over the youth department so that he could spend that $1 million youth grant.
Oh.
And then he couldn't even, when they were showing receipts, he's not even providing good receipts for how he spent that money. That $1 million grant is gone. He didn't help any youth. He was supposed to help youth get jobs. He didn't get any youth any jobs. They just paid their relatives money out of that grant.
Okay, I think we're getting confused between Dolton and the township. I'm sorry, and I apologize. I was talking about Dolton grant.
Well, I'm talking about both. She said that she was getting grants at both places, and she was not. The only grant that I saw when I did my research for both Dolton was the $1 million grant. It was a youth grant, which is why she put Kamal over the youth department to spend that grant.
And I agree, because I haven't seen those grants.
If I may ask the young lady who got the financials, what's your name? I don't want to say. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Conscious.
Okay. Conscious and the other young lady and the other gentleman, have you guys went to Susan Menendez's website, the treasurer, and looked up anything with Dalton?
And that's what I told you, that was a clerical error. That was what they gave her.
So
they still have to research that. Yeah, they still have to research that and fix that, because I don't think that's accurate.
Oh, so we're going off of what you think, not what. Okay, got you. Okay, all right. I like to see where we be at, though.
Yeah, but everybody has said it because they were going off of the financial information that was given to them, and it's not. They said that it wasn't accurate. But you're not a Tiffany supporter, but you're getting mighty upset because you want to prove that she pulled $55 million out of her butt and y'all brought the deficit down, because you can't even tell where she got the $50-some from. I'm not a hater. I feel like what she's done to the village and the township is ridiculous. How she pilfered all this money, and she doesn't want to show any. She don't feel like she has any accountability to the residents and how she spends their money. She loves for people to be uninformed and uneducated, and she likes to confuse people. And that's probably why she sent in that information, so that it can be posted and confuse people, so that her and Keith Price can go around saying that she bought the deficit down $50 million, but you don't know where she got $50 million from to bring it down. She didn't. If you look at Lansing and how Lansing has developed, they have Chick-fil-A, they have all kind of businesses, building businesses, Taco Bell, Starbucks. What has Tiffany done for Dolton? Now, I can see Lansing saying they bought a deficit down because they can show that they bought businesses in. What did Tiffany do? She was closing businesses down. So you all have to common sense, you all were talking about common sense earlier. Common sense can tell you that has to be an error because she couldn't have brought that deficit down with nothing coming in.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to ask a question.
Can I say something?
Let me say something. I'm lost in the sauce. Okay. Susan Mendoza. What did you guys see on that report on her site? I don't know. I'm lost on that. Somebody educate me. Somebody said there's a mistake. I think
that's the treasurer. She got the numbers.
Okay.
The numbers don't lie. So
that's the Illinois controller.
Which is the treasurer?
Okay.
It's on the treasurer's website. So what I'm saying is, if the treasurer mistakenly put numbers up there, all I'm asking is have those numbers changed? Have they now fixed the numbers?
No, they haven't fixed it yet. It wasn't.
Okay,
she didn't mistakenly put. Okay. That's what was presented to her, and it was posted. So now that's what Keith Price and Tiffany is out there claiming. Because
if I go on the website though, am I able to see some sort of, you know what I'm saying? Am I going to see the mistake still there?
Okay, are you going to see where that $55 million deficit came from? All they can do is post what was reported to them.
But you're saying that it's wrong. You said they made a mistake. Who is they?
Okay, Tiffany magically brought the deficit down. Okay, we're going to believe that. All right.
No, I'm saying on the website.
No,
man.
but I'm just saying like that's not even important. You keep talking about because it's on the website, but use your common sense. How could she tell me how did she bring $55 million down? Where did she get the money from, sir? How did she bring the deficit down? You're trying to convince us.
So this is what I'm not doing.
Tell me where she got the money from.
I'm not insulting you.
You insulting my intelligence. Everybody's intelligent.
No, you're not. I'm asking you a question.
Intelligent.
Okay, so this sounds like how the meetings go. Like seriously, I'm not gonna do
that. Because Tiffany
and you acting like Tiffany. And you acting like Tiffany.
Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Okay, I haven't assaulted nobody on this line, man. What are you talking about?
No, I'm not assaulting our intelligence. Because you keep saying that it's on the website. No, I'm not angry. It is something that it should anger you, but are you the one that said you don't care?
No, it don't anger me. Like I said, I don't live in Dolton.
You said you don't care. Then why are you trying to convince us that she did nothing wrong? I live in Thorne Township. I live in Thorne Township.
So what I'm saying to you is, I don't have a place to be angry about. I'm just having a conversation.
No, but still, you have a platform. You're on a platform, and you're trying to convince people the same as Tiffany and Keith Price that she magically brought a deficit down from $55 million. That's insulting everybody's intelligence. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. That's what Keith Price and Tiffany does. They insult everybody's intelligence.
If I'm insulting you, I apologize. I'm just asking questions. I'm stating stuff that you heard just like I heard, right? So I apologize to both of you guys if you think that whatever you thinking, that's not what I'm doing. You can't poke me. You're not gonna get no bail. I'm not gonna holler. I'm not gonna get mad. It's not for me to get mad about. I'm just having a conversation. It's literally
but all of your points are the same kind of points like Tiffany
does. It's being objective.
It's just like when she did this little thing with the toys and stuff. She already bought the toys, but because they wouldn't do what she wanted them to do, she didn't even give them away. What kind of person is that?
Hey, she might be able to take them back. I don't know if they didn't approve it. I hope she take them back. That would be the logical thing, right? If she bought them, take them back.
But I'm saying, what is your purpose? What are you trying to do? You want to be objective because that's the same thing that Burgundy Blue says. That's the same thing that what the other caller says. I don't remember what her name was. You say you're being objective, but you're trying to put doubt in people's mind that Tiffany did anything wrong when you're only giving. You're trying to manipulate things.
Let me tell you what I've always said. If she did something wrong, I hope the FBI come in here and lock her ass up. Okay? If she's done something wrong, I hope she get her just for it. Okay? That's what I hope. I pray, though, that she did not do anything wrong. Let me finish, sir. Let me finish, because I don't interrupt you guys. I don't cut you guys off.
Oh, come on, that one.
What are you talking about? You sound like you tagged my senior. I don't cut you off.
You cut that lady off several times.
It's just
You
respect,
cut both of those
though.
ladies off several times.
Where's the respect at, though? I'm giving you guys respect. Why can't you guys give it back? Seriously. Come on, man. Martin, no, I get on here, I say what I say, and I get off. He asked me to parlay with him for a little while. That's what I'm doing. But if you guys are going to be disrespectful and cut me off, man, I go about my business. It ain't that big of a big deal to me. Like, we just having conversations. You talk, I talk. You talk, I talk. What I'm saying to you, which again, you don't like it, but I'm telling you, I don't have a horse in this race, sir, or man.
Neither do I.
You, hey, can we be objective about some things? Because let me tell you something. We can be accused of a lot of things, and our job is to prove ourselves not guilty. If she hasn't done it, I hope she proves herself not guilty. I hope she proves herself that she was an upstanding mayor or a supervisor. But if not, she needs to go wherever she needs to go. If it's not elected again, if it's to jail, that's where she needs to go. But what I'm saying is, speaking on just me, I see a lot that goes on in the community. I see a lot of giving back going on in the community. If she's supposed to not be spending all that money, she don't supposed to be spending it. And I hope, things don't go her way because she's spending it the wrong way. But let me tell you this, everybody ain't perfect.
When you're finished, sir, can I ask you a question?
Okay, he's done. Go ahead.
Ask you a question, sir?
Go ahead, sir. 702, go ahead.
Okay. In your opinion, sir, from what you've seen and what you've heard, do you think she's done anything wrong?
In the financial aspect?
In any aspect of her administration?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
110% yes. Yep.
But you're saying that you're seeing a lot of giving, that is stuff that was going on in the township anyway. But Tiffany used it as a campaign tactic, just like she wouldn't even give the food away for Christmas because she couldn't put her name on the box. She could have had a bring your own bag food giveaway. If they didn't pay for the boxes, because they didn't pay for the boxes, she didn't give the food away, saying that they get the food donated to them. She act like they're buying the food. She lies all the time. She does not care about the people, sir. No matter what she puts out there, you can believe what she puts out there. Believe what you see, not what she says, because what she says is not true.
Can I say something?
If this was Maury, I'm sorry, let me say this and I'm done. I'm sorry. If this was Maury, he'd be like, and that was a lie. So they do have to pay for the food. They have to pay it to the
that's what Keith Price said.
It's record. Everybody do. Every village township has to pay for the food that they give out. And when you talk about a name on the box, I went to Zuccarelli over in Harvey and got a box when he was alive. And you know what was on the box? His name.
Okay, but what does that matter? This is something that came up in the meeting, that it's an ordinance that she can't put her name on it because she has been campaigning with with taxpayers' money. So now they're saying, did Zuccarelli have a big old billboard? Did Zuccarelli get signs put up along the street with their face all over it? Does Zuccarelli have his picture? I don't know what Zuccarelli even look like. But we know what Tiffany looks like because her picture is everywhere.
You're absolutely right. No, you hands down. That was my first time meeting Zuccarelli, and I wouldn't know who he was if he wasn't at that building, right? If he wasn't at that building, I wouldn't even know what Zuccarelli looked like because he was low key. He wasn't
right.
out
so
there.
His name was on there, but she used that as a campaign tactic, like, this is what I'm giving you. When this is stuff that was in place before she was even in that seat. But she wants everybody to think that this is what she's doing for them, and it's not.
And again, I don't think that's necessarily true. That's your opinion, and we all got them. You can't say it's a campaign.
And you thinking that it's not true is your opinion as well. That is. That's exactly what the
Okay.
But if
trustees
it was
were
already
arguing.
done,
Okay, let's
That
hold
she
it.
should
Hold
have
it
to
for a
pay
minute.
for it.
Hold it for a minute, ma'am. I'm looking at Keith Price. He's in the audience, in the messenger. He's saying that the toys were not purchased. That's what Keith said. But I want to hear from 702. Go ahead, 702, because you've been real patient. Go ahead, 702.
Yeah, I just want to say, do you guys remember how she got elected mayor? She did those damn gas giveaways.
Oh.
Just like she gives the big bingo away, which is illegal, I think. I think you have to have a kind of gaming license to give out prizes over a certain amount of money.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's just how. Now she likes to name or say she gives giveaways, but all the giveaways she's giving away is paid for by taxpayers.
Yes.
It's like the lady said, it's programs that's already in place, but she tries to drum it up like she's coming out of her pocket with it.
And if she's not in that position, then it's going to go away. That's what she wants the residents to think, that if I'm not in this position, you won't get this and you won't get that. And these programs were already in place. She's a manipulator. That's all she's doing is manipulating people. And then Keith Price said that the toys they weren't paid for. But why didn't she say that at the meeting? If that's the case, why not answer that question point blank? No, they weren't paid for. When they saw it on the warrant list that they were paid for with the credit card. Go ahead, Conscious.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, Miss Conscious.
Please.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I made a video, Grinches That Stole Christmas. The point of that video is all elected officials. All. They took an oath to the residents to uphold the rights and protect the residents. All. Now, you have elected officials, Tiffany is on this list too, that do not show up for board meetings. Now, it is my understanding that they get paid for each meeting that they attend, as well as other functions that they attend. But they are still getting paid for not showing up. And I'm talking about all of them. Now, Henyard is always late for board meetings. That is irresponsible, disrespectful, walking in like the Queen of Sheba, with people waiting. People have lives, and you're waiting on her, and that is disrespectful. You took an oath. Every single elected official. If you boycott board meetings, that's wrong. I don't care. You have a vote. Vote no. It doesn't, you want to put what's on the agenda. Okay, vote no on it. But you don't disregard your oath of office. That to me is completely off the wall. But you can show up at other places.
Mm-hmm.
You were put in place to serve the people. Respect that oath.
Mm.
And I'm talking about all elected officials. Every last one of them.
Mm. All right. Okay, hold it, sir. Hold it. I want to address something real quick. Somebody said Martin has lost all his credibility. Well, if anybody got any sense, you can see that I didn't side with nobody. Listen, you must don't know me. This is a place where everybody speaks, Democrats, Republicans, wrong or right, good or bad, uneducated. I opened my platform up for this. Only thing I ask you not to do is talk about Tiffany, hair, her dress, and who she's sleeping with. All I need is other things. Now, that may be a problem. Whoever she's sleeping with, I'm not, that's at least my concern. My concern is about what's going on with facts, numbers, and all that. That's all I'm concerned about. Nothing else, people. Nothing else. So if you feel like I lost my credibility, you can just bye, delete yourself, go on and find you another live that you can relate to. But I'm sorry, we're not saying what you want to hear, whoever it is, whoever you are. Okay, I think Stringer said he wanted to say something else before he's going. Go ahead, 8,500. Go ahead.
I think Tasha just kind of said it in a nutshell.
Oh, okay.
Like seriously, like everybody that sits up there on that board, including the mayor, has a due diligence to the people, and that's what it comes down to. We can talk about this till the sun comes up, but if those people who were elected or appointed to be put in a position to help the people, if you callers don't know, or the people that's on here, one thing I try to do in myself is to help the people. I'm a national community activist, so I love helping people. And if there's somewhere where I can help out for people, hey man, I jump on it. I do feel like what she said, people need to show up, and what don't be talked about, and what I see consistently happen is that trustees don't show up to meetings. They don't show up to meetings, and I don't know if this is true or false, but if 2 trustees don't show up to 6, or I don't know how many meetings they haven't been to, that affects the people as well. So if Tiffany shows up 15, 20, 35, whatever minutes late, I don't know, but maybe she's waiting on the other trustees to get there. I don't know, but to get stuff done, everybody has to be there. And I think it needs to be something internally where Tiffany goes to her board, not a meeting among the public, but she has to call her own personal meeting and say, look, let's have a meeting. Let's go out to dinner. Let's come to the office, whatever. Let's see how we can rectify this. If we can. I don't know if we can. I don't know if it's too far gone already, but I just think those type of conversations, those uncomfortable conversations, she has to step up and say, hey, I want to present this to you guys. Can we figure out how to work out this situation? It's not for me. She got to put her feelings. She got to put everything aside and say, hey, at the end of the day, it's for the people. And I think that's how that community moves forward. If they go back to focusing on the people and take emotional shit out of the equation. Thank you, Martin, for your time. Thank you, callers. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and hopefully you had a great holiday. And if I don't hear from you guys, have a great New Year as well.
Okay. I think we got I think Keith Price is coming in. I think I put the number up. I'm not sure if that's him calling in. I just give a minute. Let's see who this is. Okay. 337 area code. Let's see if it coming in yet. 337. See, people, only thing I asked for on this chat. Okay. 337, you're live, uncut, unedited. Caller?
Yes, I'm from the old school, and very familiar with the politics down here in Southwest Louisiana. This is something similar. However, the big difference is the men in the area of Dolton, as well as Dolton Township, don't seem to stand up for these bullies who are insulting these ladies and even some of the elderly. We don't play that down here. And I have ties to Chicago from a first cousin who was one of the first presidents of the Independence Bank out in Bouquet. And he told me a little over 30 years ago that area is a different animal, you know what I mean? And being an entertainer and understanding how politics work, sometimes folks are falling for the okie dokie when it comes to the bingo games. There are folks that will sell their soul for a $20 bill, a T-shirt, a bucket of chicken, or chicken dinner. And it's unfortunate that happened. And the young lady was right. I don't know this young man personally that was dating her or having a heated debate regarding her opinion. And she was just giving in her opinion. And he was giving his opinion. He was talking about facts, something he seemed to have seen on the internet or seen on some website. And nowadays, these things are placed on there for observations of people who will fall for the okie dokie. You know, it's obvious. That's what all these scams are about. So I'm basically just entertaining. And sometimes it's hurtful to see people go through what they're going through. And Martin, you're doing a good job, young man. I see you are you're staying neutral. I'm hoping you will continue to stay neutral, because there are some people on here that are Tiffany supporters, obviously, and I do believe that somebody may have texted KP and says, "Hey man, they're saying this. Go ahead and say that." You know, it's an old okie dokie play. I'm almost 70 years old, and it's unfortunate that we as a community of folks who have suffered and experienced so much negative, that we pull each other down and allow something like Tiffany and her cronies to do what they're doing. And I don't think she's smart enough. I don't know her personally, but it's my opinion that she's not smart enough to do that on her own. Somebody is helping her, obviously. And but again, lastly, my experience dealing with folks at the FBI Academy, there is a play going on to where the FBI knows, the feds knows, they're just putting the dots, putting dots and crossing the T's, and it's going to happen. She's going to go to jail, but it's going to take a while. She'll bail out and she'll write a book, or they'll do a film about her, and she'll make her money that way. You know, but it's obviously there's something going on that continuing to be so negative when it comes to people in our communities. And I thank you for taking my call.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for calling. You don't have to hang up if you'd like. You can hang around. It's a panel. Anyway, anybody like to say anything?
I wanted to say, did anybody see that clown show that her and Keith Price put on in front of the Dolton police station? Oh, it's so sad.
Where there was thousands of people crying.
Yeah,
one
person at a time. Let it go ahead.
She didn't even post on the website that the toy drive was canceled because she wanted people to show up. But people weren't really willing to give her their information. I'm willing to bet, and that's my opinion, that people were not about to give her their check stubs and all this and that, because I didn't see the point of it. And it's like you're preying on people in need, and that's what really boils me. It's like she's preying on people that are in need so that she can continue to steal money. And what she's doing with it, I don't know, because with all the money that she's stolen and she can't pay rent, like, is she on drugs? Allegedly. Like, what is she doing with the money? And if she's not doing it by herself, somebody is making a lot of money and putting it to the side, and she's too ignorant to know what they're doing, or she's getting her little money, and she thinks that she's not, because she doesn't have her name on anything, that she's not going to get caught because she wants to blame everybody. Carmen charged this, but you told her to. You're the leader. People keep saying she didn't do it by herself. Other people did it and all that, but she's the leader. She's the mayor. She's the supervisor. She holds their job in her hands, where that's their livelihood, how they provide for their family. So they're doing what they are told to do, not knowing that it's wrong. She knows it's wrong, but they don't know it's wrong. Some of them may know it's wrong, like Keith Price knows it's wrong, but he wants to get that $30,000 bonus put through. So he keep waiting on that bonus to come through, because where he gonna make $100,000 working as a food pantry manager? Doing nothing.
May I say something else?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. May I say something about fact?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I'm a former Marine, so I'm part of the Toys for Tots. And when you give information, especially the seniors as well as the folks who are less fortunate, and then they want toys or they want food, and you give them your social security number, you give them your information about your home situation. They meaning that the people who are campaigning or running for office can easily find out where you vote, how long have you voted, or if you voted, or if you did not vote. And they can find out also whether you're a Democrat or independent or Republican, and your voting trail of your voting or how you voted. And then they target you. That's what she's doing. If she had gotten those toys, or if they did not get the toys, they could have provided those toys through a Toys for Tots program or United Way or whatever. So it's obviously a campaign strategy that she's using. Again, it's part of the whole political okie dokie play. And also, anytime, anytime, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Apologize.
Go ahead. No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Anytime that someone's running for office, they can use your information to find out what precinct you're voting, and then they target you. Obviously, when they have the bingo and they have the food giveaways, those are the people she's targeting. And that was obviously okay doke thing where she was talking about all these people, oh, poor baby, you're crying and this and that. Come on, I mean, people fall for that though, and that's what she's doing. So obviously, I hope these people will change their mindset and say, okay, I'll get my own toys, or I'll provide my own food, because she's using that to get votes. That's it. That kind of loving that she's talking about, I love you, nothing you can do about it. Oh yeah, there's something you can do about it. Leave her alone.
Could I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. And I got a new caller.
Please?
Go ahead. Conscious.
Okay, really quick. I have a top secret clearance, and I don't know if anybody knows how you get those. It's very complicated. People think that I'm a Tiffany supporter. I go by facts. I go by what people say. When you investigate, I'm a seasoned investigator. When you investigate, there's a lot of things going on in the background. Not in Illinois, but in Washington concerning this situation. That's all I can say about that.
Okay.
You send me facts, I put it up. And Martin, I will send you those warrant lists and financial reports.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We got two new callers. We want to get to them. 0069, I believe that's Dr. Z. Go ahead, Dr. Z.
Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
When it comes to Miss Tiffany Henyard, that's a tough situation. I really think that she just has removed herself from office. Illinois has been known to have a lot of cooks in office, and she's getting caught up. Unfortunately, she's getting caught up over a little money. Not a lot of money, but a little money, because she's ruining people's lives. Like I said, I have family live out there in Dolton, and 20 township, and it's ridiculous. It's bad, and she needs to just remove herself from office. Her arrogance and her narcissistic ways just will not do it. If the Fed's gonna remove her, and it should be on not only a Fed situation, it should be on the state level too. Because this is ridiculous. Some of the things she is saying. I listened the other night. I had to remove myself. I was just listening. These ladies going back and forth. It's Tiffany that is the so-called mayor. You're not supposed to have that type of behavior going on, period. So unfortunately she did, because she's messy. Like, it's obvious that she's messy like that. Excuse me. Supposed to put a stop to that right away. Ain't gonna go back and forth, with that behavior. So, I wish her the best, but everybody make mistakes, and you're supposed to learn from it. And if she's not learning from it, then she's in trouble. She cannot move forward. And I'm gonna go ahead and go on mute so you can get your next caller, Mr.
Okay. My next caller is 4583, I believe that is. 4583. Hey, caller.
What's up, Mr. Martin? It's Keith Price.
What's up, Keith? You finally came in. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. No, I just wanted to touch. I really only call in when people call and say, hey, you hear this? The toys was never purchased because the trustees never came in. Then for the young lady that said they were bought by the credit card, those trustees also passed ordinances where all the credit cards were disposed of. So there are a couple. Well, it's only one that I know of, and no toys was purchased with it. As far as the food, any of those major giveaways, you cannot give away Chicago Food Depository items that they give. The stuff that they give, that's mainly given out all week to all the senior deliveries and the distribution day. So, people get on and they just say, oh, this or that, and they really have no facts. When we talk about boxes, Zuccarelli name was on the box for 30 years. We changed the boxes. We made them white. We put 2 colors on it. We still saved $1 per box. The savings that's been going on at Thornton Township has been great. Then another young lady says, oh, where is he going to make that type of money being a pantry food manager? Well, that's not the only thing I do at the township, number one. And number two, tell her to go check what the other managers were making. I'm well under what they were making. So, it's just people want to believe anything negative so quick. Anybody that wants to look up those numbers, go on Susan Mendoza's website and look up the numbers for the audits for the township. It's simple, but people rather hear something and run with it instead of do their own research. And when we talk about that 100,000 that I make, I'm also a business owner, and I make triple of that from my business. So people just talk, man, and don't know anything for real and won't go look. It's easier just to hear something and believe it instead of go do the research yourself and find the truth.
Well, maybe we should send a letter to Susan Mendoza to clarify those numbers that you guys gave them. And again, no one I guess that's your talking points for Tiffany supporters, that all of the YouTubers, I guess they listen to you. I don't know if you all have a meeting or whatever, but you say the same thing. People need to get facts. People know, but maybe we should send a letter to make sure that they clarify those numbers. And then, how did you get your job as a food pantry manager? All you did was keep on speaking well of Tiffany, and then all of a sudden, Chief Price is a food pantry manager. And I guess you the township administrator too, but she won't say that that's your position. And she's telling Carmen to send information to you. Chief Price gonna give you that. How is the food pantry manager got his hands in everything and access to all this confidential information? You're just supposed to be running the food pantry. But you and Michael Smith been trying to get a job for the longest. I guess you took the last one that was available. All you got to do, if you want a job at the township or Dolton Township, just get up at the podium and speak well of Tiffany, and she'll give you a job.
And you're wrong.
Hold on, let him rebuttal that if he wants to.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You're wrong again. I got interviewed for the job. If maybe you don't know my history when it comes to holding elected positions and dealing with budgets and tax levies and the things I've done over the years. When I first got elected, it was 2003. I was 31. After that, I've been president of the park district. I've been a vice president of a school board. I've been the president of the library board. I've been an alderman for 12 years. I don't usually talk about those things. I know the process. I know the municipal code. I know the township code. I know how much food was being stolen out that pantry prior to me coming there. So I believe I got that because of my experience. It has nothing to do with speaking up for Tiffany. I was shocked she hired me. I did not support Tiffany when she ran against Riley Rogers. And that was because Riley Rogers openly supported me. So I didn't think I was going to get the job. I knew I would have never got the job when Zuccarelli was in there because I was always on him about the wrong that he was doing, where all these beautiful Black people wouldn't say a thing to for years. So, I mean, think what you want to think, and no one can change how you think. But when it comes to experience in politics, I have it. When it comes to understanding the budgets and the levies and when you should pass them and what you should do before and how long they have to be on display, I know it. So I think she picked me because of that. I didn't know Tiffany really before this at all, besides hi.
Well, how generous of you, with all your accolades, to go after a job as a food pantry manager with all your accolades. And why didn't you go as the administrator? But you went because you want to stop the bleeding in the food pantry. Thank you. You're such a good Samaritan.
I have a question for you, Mr. Price.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Is that 337?
No, it's 702.
702. Okay, go ahead.
I'm 337.
Mr. Price, I have a question for you. At that giveaway, at that toy giveaway that didn't go this weekend, how many people showed up?
Early in the morning, it was a line.
Okay.
You asked me a question. Now,
let him answer it.
You wanted to ask something else?
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Early in the morning, the line started forming all the way up Greenwood. I got a call about it. The director of GA said, "Did y'all send anything out?" I said, "Yes, we sent out text message and email blast." Obviously, some people either didn't check or whatever the reason was, it was still a line forming all the way up Greenwood. So we came up there and passed out letters to let people know that it wasn't occurring. And we stayed out there for a while because sporadically cars were passing through, still asking about the function.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, I have a new call.
Why would they show up at a time when the event wasn't even scheduled? They showed up when the event said that it was from this time in the evening, but they were showing up in the morning. How stupid are the township people? It's so you want everybody to think the township people are stupid, right?
No, I think the people that tell you it's okay for them to miss 7 meetings think you all are stupid. When you have functions as big as those toy giveaways, people come early. People want to be the first people in. They don't want to be way in the back of the line, 100 and some cars back. So, I mean, I hear you, but no, I think the people that tell you it's okay for them to miss 7 meetings in a row, that don't pass the budget, that don't pay the bills, I think them the ones that think y'all stupid.
Okay, let's take this.
Why was there no video? I'm sorry.
Okay, who wanted to ask the question? Real quick, I got another caller, 337. Go ahead.
702.
This is 702. Come on, 702.
Why were there no videos of those people lined up on Greenwood or whatever street that was?
Okay, Mr. Price, this is 337. I'm gonna tell you who I really am. I'm the guy who I'm a comic. I do satire. I know Tony Schofield. I know a lot of the comics, but it's satire. I don't know you personally, so again, are you familiar with a drone? I'm sure you are, right? Yeah. Okay, you said they were lined up on Greenwood.
drone.
I know folks from drone. Yes, DRONE. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, and would you be willing to take a polygraph saying what you just said? And if you're, and I consider you a smart young man, and I'm trying to get it all out at once because you tend to bully women for some reason, and I have a problem with that. What you know? Take the high road. Let me finish. I'll land my plane. I live by a different code of ethics. And I got a problem with any brother, no matter where you're from. I'm in Louisiana. I can tell you exactly where I'm at. I'm in Lake Charles. But I have a problem with a brother like yourself who seems to be very, very smart. Sit down with Tiffany and say, "Hey, Tiffany, look, I think you're doing wrong. You know there's some wrong stuff going on. You know that. And you know that there wasn't a lot of people where you guys are obvious. I looked at the tape several times. That was an okie dokie play that you guys were playing. Lastly, I have people that said to me who are major comics, I want to do a show together and do a roast to help the folks that were needy in the community, give back to the community. I do that back here all the time. I wanted to do that, but I want to meet, when I do that, I want to see you in person and ask you the same thing I'm asking you. Why don't you take the high road, do right by folks, and put Tiffany aside and talk to her and say, look, honey, don't do that. This is not how it's supposed to go. I think you can do that. We both have daughters. We associate ourselves with women. Don't bully these women, man. Take a different route. Don't you think you should do that? Seriously.
I think you shouldn't assume I bully women. Number one, the very people that's calling everybody the bullies are the ones bullying. The very people that say other people are goons, you don't see me acting a fool on none of those tapes, none of those videos. Only person I ever fired up at was a man, and that was Gonzalez when I told him he was full of shit. And that's because of what they were doing, which has caused the township to shut down. As far as Tiffany being out there and coming and speaking and us passing out the letters, that was hours after the original line got knocked all the way down. So she wanted somebody to stand out there and pass out letters for anybody else that pulled up. So I came, and another worker, young lady named Donnie, came. And if you knew anything about me for real, you would know I stand up for the black women out here. I'm the only one. Well, I won't say I was the only one, but I've mainly been standing up for Miss Inyota Figs going through what she's going through in Calumet City. I'm one of the main people that stand up for Monet Wilson in Calumet City. I stand up for Tiffany. I stood up for Lori Wilcox, may she rest in peace. So, it's easy to assume things because people say things. I have no reason to bully anyone. I don't take no mess from anyone, be it man or woman, but that's another story. And in politics, when you don't take mess, they tend to try to label you a hothead or a bully or anything. I actually been the one getting bullied by Carmen Carlisle. So, again,
okay.
One thing I don't try to do is change people's way of thinking.
Okay, Keith.
What can you tell us?
Hold it. We have a call that's been holding on for the last 8 minutes. I want to respect the caller, give this caller a chance. 252. Go ahead, caller. Thank you for holding.
Thank you for taking the call. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My question is, I'll go with just what I've noticed and observed, Mr. Price, from you tonight. I don't know if you've seen the footage that we've seen all over the world, because it seems to be nationwide, that there were only about 7 or 8 cars that were in line yesterday. And I think you always have a way of deflecting from the real truth by throwing out little idioms like, I got a call, that's what somebody told me. For the life of me, I don't
want to cut you off. I just want. I want you to finish, but what line yesterday? We're not talking about a line yesterday.
Okay, the food, not yesterday, I'm sorry, day off. The food pantry, the day that she was supposed to have been handing out food. And the idea that we can't see through all of the BS is just what is so offensive to everybody watching this. We know that, first of all, you just mentioned that you work the food pantry, people couldn't get food. I don't understand the psyche and the politics out there. Government is supposed to be to provide services.
You're mixing up two things, ma'am.
Okay, let me finish, Keith. Please don't do that, because
I just don't want you to have the wrong message out there.
I'm very well versed on what I'm speaking about. If you let me get it out, the giveaway that you were supposed to have the other day, you just said that it was a line lined up past Douglas, wherever that was. News report says that
I never mentioned Douglas.
Whatever street, I'm not there. Whatever street you said that was lined up early in the morning.
You're so well versed. I thought you would know. That's all.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't need to know the street, Keith. You don't have to be condescending and smart ass with me. I'm asking the question. If you'll let me get it out. If you don't want to answer, don't. The second thing was, I don't understand why. Keith, could you please stop? Don't do that. You do have a tendency of bullying women. If you'll let me get it out, then if you want to answer it, fine. But the life of me is what I said. I don't understand why you, Tiffany, and the other cronies that run with you guys think that your job is to give away everything that the citizens in that community need. But it's okay at certain times of the year to give back to the community. But it's not the job of Tiffany and her government, because that's the way she looks at it, to cut the grass, to keep cutting down trees, to give food boxes. She does this thing to fool the elderly, I guess, because everybody else is hip to what she's doing. You do that, I'm giving, they're taking. It's not the job of government to do that. You work for what you get, what you're supposed to have in life. Yes, it's okay to help people, but when you're not even paying your own bills, how can you get up there and profess to anybody else what they should be doing with their tax dollars? That's not the job of government. The other thing was what you said was Tiffany not being able to get the trustees not being able to, skipping the meetings, and that's why they couldn't sign it. Well, she's missed 8 meetings. They've missed 7, and you know why. You know also why she can't get coverage, because she can't be bonded because of all the dumb crap she's done. So why sit up here tonight and say, because the trustees didn't come when they've never had to be there before to vote insurance, why don't you elaborate on why she can't be bonded? And that's why you can't get insurance coverage. Instead of putting on the show the other night, trustees didn't go. Like I said the other night, she has the right people up there on that board, because there's no way in hell I would allow her to talk over me, to interrupt, to drown out the truth. And she does it every time. And people are not stupid. And you defend the indefensible every time you get on this show, any platform. That's your MO. And it makes you look small, because I know you know the truth. You can't be that blind to what she's doing.
When do you want me to answer a question?
Right now, I'm going to be quiet so you can answer the question. No, it's not rambling. It's a lot of stuff that people hear from you that they want to address, because they want
me to
stop
answer.
252.
You're not going to research. You're not going to go find the truth. You're going to believe what you want.
252. Let them talk.
We believe what's out there. We believe what's out there.
252. Let them talk. 252. Let them talk. Okay.
Good. Don't. That's what's wrong with people. So you're saying the government shouldn't cut grass, shouldn't cut down. I guess they shouldn't fix your streets. I guess they shouldn't do anything in the community. The government shouldn't do that. They shouldn't feed the people. The people pay taxes, right?
The taxes are not to buy food for people. That's not why we pay our taxes. It's okay to provide during Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays like that. But no, there's not too many.
Everyone heard.
No, we don't cut grass. In my city, it's not the responsibility of the city to cut
what city are you from?
They
what
do
city
it.
are you from?
I'm in North Carolina, and I can guarantee you everybody up here, they don't do that.
That's probably the first problem. You're nowhere near here.
It doesn't matter where I am. You guys have put it out here for the world.
Listen, let me answer you. I want to answer you.
252.
I want to answer you.
Let's gather in MD. MD, okay, go ahead.
I want to answer you. So you say the government shouldn't cut the grass, shouldn't cut the trees. I guess they shouldn't fix the streets. They shouldn't feed people. They shouldn't give turkeys away. They shouldn't do that. So what's the purpose of the government then?
Government is to provide goods and services for their people, to make sure they have electricity, to make sure the water that they drink is good enough to drink. Yes, the job of the city is to cut grass in the natural areas where people don't live, but private residents should be able to cut their own grass. Yes, it's the job of government.
Senior citizens that's living on a fixed income need
Yes, it
help
doesn't
cutting
matter.
grass.
In every community in America, people cut their own grass. That's
And all the things that's done
thing.
in the community are usually budgeted for.
That's
Now,
what is
you asked
budgeted
another-
for or not.
you
Not
asked
too many
another
municipalities.
I want to answer your questions. Let me finish answering. You don't want to answer.
Okay,
You don't
let's
want
hear it.
answers.
Let's hear it.
Now, when we talk about trustees missing 7 meetings, I don't know what 8 meetings you're speaking of that Tiffany missed at the township. I don't recall her missing no 8 meetings. Now, but what I do recall is the trustees putting all these ordinances in place. They didn't want a penny spent without it coming across the board. They didn't want this. Okay, great. So when they started getting all the information and you start putting in your budgeted items for whatever function's coming up and they're not coming to meetings and they don't vote to pay bills, how do you think people gonna keep just giving the township stuff? They haven't come to 3 months worth of meetings.
Well, what
3
did they
months.
miss, Keith? What did the township miss out on because they didn't come?
They missed
What
on
did they
paying
miss?
bills. I'm getting to all your stuff. You said the insurance was on the agenda. multiple times, presentations and all. There wasn't a problem about her getting bonded. The problem was they waited too long and they closed the file. They missed
So you're saying Tiffany can be bonded?
Let me finish. They missed meeting after meeting when they could have got the insurance renewed. And you talk about, oh, well, Gonzalez said they never signed anything in the past. Gonzalez didn't do anything in the past. With their new budgets, well, not budgets, with their new ordinances that they passed, the lawyers, I put all these emails up on my page. I put them all up to show you that all those conversations, Trustee Carlisle and Trustee Gonzalez was fully aware of every deadline that the insurance company gave, and they still chose not to come to meetings. They missed 4 regular and 3 special. The emails are right there. The email, yes, it's true.
No. Let me finish.
No one can sign a $500,000.
Ma'am, 252.
Is it true that she cannot be bonded?
She don't want to hear. She don't want to hear the
252. 252. 252. 252. You're familiar with this platform. Hit a brother out, whether you believe him or not. Please do it. Imagine the things that I hear on here, and I'll let you guys talk. Please do that for me. All right, because he don't have to be on here.
So how long?
Go ahead.
If they miss 7 meetings, 3 months worth of meetings, how long do you think vendors gonna keep selling you food, supplying boxes, waiting on? You're not even paying the internet bills. They're not paying anything. The ordinances that they put in place stopped people from doing regular day-to-day activity, which is not even a trustee's duty.
It's not their duty.
As far as bonded, last I heard, she had a huge a bond. So I know for a fact that's not why the insurance lapsed. The insurance lapsed. It's on my page. Each email is put up. You can see that all of them were informed and warned and told, and they chose not to come. They chose not to come to their meetings. And then
all right, let me give you a follow-up, Keith. Okay, let me ask you a follow-up on
this. Is your last question? I got a new caller. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, all right. Keith, the bills that you're saying that needed to be paid, are those the same bills that the trustees have saying they're not going to pay because she didn't follow proper channels before she went out and hired these vendors to do all this? And there's a food pantry already in Thornton that she rammed through Miss Scott's food pantry. Why not invest in those communities? That's something that's already there if you're saying they can't do it. We know that the trustees have come in and said, we're not going to approve all of this frivolous spending you've been doing, Tiffany. So therefore, we're not paying anything if you don't follow directions, or not directions, follow the rules and the ordinance as we have set forth. She hasn't done that, so they haven't paid it. And yet you're still going around to be in the back. I don't know if she hasn't been bonded. It's been reported widely she cannot be bonded because of all the lawsuits, and that they're not going to do it because she's there. So it wouldn't have made a difference if they had come, because they weren't going to write her insurance policy anyway.
Maybe they're not bonding her because the man that just gangstered the seat at the caucus is over the insurance of all of Illinois.
And then you want to throw that out when you know it has it has no truth to it. I'm done.
What do you mean it has no Google it?
What does he have to do with whether Tiffany is bonded in Thornton Township? He's the senator,
because he's a senator that's over the insurance. He's a senator that invests in the Max Group, which is an insurance.
He cannot deny her being bonded. There's some of us that know better. That's not true.
I ain't talking about the bonded. I'm not talking about bonded. I'm talking about the insurance problem that we're faced with.
I get it, and you can't get insurance because the head of Thornton Township cannot.
That's not true.
They will not write her a bond.
The trustees didn't come and vote on it. You're not. I'm not going to even allow you to keep saying that. That's not what it is.
Okay, well then you prove it wrong.
Anywhere in the United States, it does
you
not
cannot
have to be
because
Illinois.
she's at the helm. That's right.
Because you keep saying that Napoleon, you all like to blame people. Napoleon's
I
over
mean,
all
I mean,
insurance.
that's
You
all
can get
y'all do is
insurance
blame
from
people.
other states, but and Robert Hunt even said that they're still getting quotes. You all don't.
We're trying.
get
Yes, we're
insurance.
trying.
Yeah, but
He's
how
trying.
are the trustees missing the meetings? How is that stopping you from getting insurance when you're still getting quotes?
Because
don't
if they
even
would have
have
came,
a
if they would have
policy in
came
place.
and approved, listen to me, if they would have came to the meeting and approved the contract, I don't know what part of this is not registering with you all. They did not come and approve the contract. They had to vote on the contract. We got, listen, man. Either y'all want to hear it or you don't want to hear it.
Ma'am,
Because I don't have to waste my time talking to you.
Please.
Honestly.
You are.
Come no, don't do that. Please, please.
I'm not lying.
Please. Please, people.
Your heart is hardened and you don't want to hear the
My
truth.
heart is hardened. My heart is not hardened. We just know the truth.
You said the truth. You just said it. Your heart is hardened.
It's
Your
not
tongue
that my heart is not
jumped it
hardened.
out your mouth before you could touch it.
Okay, whatever. If that's the way you want to know it.
Whatever. I know.
Keith,
Hey,
Keith, hold it. Keith, let me go to the next call. No, but we got two callers.
You guys need to tone it down a little
okay, I know. I'm trying to get everything together. Everybody in their emotions. We got to slow down. We got two callers. One been waiting for quite a while. Bill, go ahead. 630. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah,
hey,
good
Bill.
afternoon.
Merry Christmas.
Hey,
Merry Christmas, Bill.
Good afternoon. Go ahead, Bill.
I'd like to start off by saying I'm not a fan of Tiffany. She has some bad ways I disapprove of, but that doesn't make her not capable of doing her job. One thing I can say, people that don't live in Chicago metropolitan area, and even some that does live here, don't understand the politics games here. As far as I don't know for sure, but most systems set up in these areas, there's only certain insurance companies they're going to let you deal with. Also, in her defense, they were talking, somebody spoke about cutting grass, old people or whatever. What people are not understanding, she didn't call herself the super mayor out of being boisterous. She's the supervisor and the mayor. She's the supervisor over the whole township of Dolton. So that she can't outright come out and say she's going to pay favoritism for the town that she's the mayor in. That would be that wouldn't be right. But she can delegate with her trustees in Thornton Township certain monies to do certain things. That's the advantage that Dolton have. And I hate when people don't live here, don't know how Illinois works, and not just Illinois, Chicago in particular. These systems that been set up for 30, 40, 50 years. And say for instance, those same lawyers, do you find in particular that there's 3 lawyers that can be picked from? Have anybody ever entertained the thought that the people that's been in charge for the last umpteen years that didn't want them had to settle for them? So it's something within their system that they had to choose from them, just like that insurance. And I'm gonna end the plane with this.
Hey, I appreciate you at least looking at the whole picture. This Keith Price speaking. I spoke about that last time I came on Mr. Martin's show, that everywhere certain attorneys go, it's all chaos, and the only people that make the money is the attorney.
That's right.
And it's almost as if they say, hey, okay, we're going to start this over here, We're going to have to defend it. Now we're going to have to send you all these extra emails every day. We have to call you more every day because all this extra stuff is happening, and we have to make sure that we're doing things proper. And you're right. You got Montana and Welch. You got Delgado. You got Delgado. Yeah, you got Mike Delgado in them, and you got Oderson in them. And everywhere Oderson has been, but I appreciate your comment, brother. It ain't about when you take your feelings out of the truth, people can see
emotions.
That. Emotions. Mm-hmm. That's all they operating off of. They don't know. Most people get on here. Most people get on here and talk about somebody being behind on their bills. Shit. Sometimes I get behind on my bills. I don't know where they think that. I don't know where. I don't know where they think that in this life right now, with everything sky high, from gas to eggs to milk to everything, that people may not get behind. But yeah, I just appreciate your comment. And I appreciate anybody that I don't care if you like Tiffany or not. If you don't like Tiffany, then it's okay for somebody to do wrong and illegal things because you don't like that person. It just has to make sense. This is about right and wrong. If you feel like Tiffany is wrong, look up the information and prove it wrong.
But y'all don't mind paying Delgado.
What about Delgado?
That's the problem, but Delgado is fine. We can pay him millions, and there's no problem. We're gonna keep giving Delgado.
But ain't nobody trying to pay him millions.
Hold it.
Delgado has already gotten millions.
Hold it.
Andre. This is 3-3. I'm about to go. I'm gonna.
Okay, go ahead. We got a new caller. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. 337. Go ahead. Then I got a new caller. Go ahead, real quick. I got a new caller holding on.
Okay.
337. Take me off speakerphone. Take me off speakerphone. Sir, take me off speakerphone because I know you got me on speakerphone. Take me off speakerphone so we hear clear.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm not on speakerphone. Anyway, Mr. Price, this was the first time I've called in regards to you, and I'm just trying to show you the respect. Take it from an old man. You're a very smart young man. Take your time and sit down. Let this marinate a little bit. Speak to Miss Henyard, and you know she's doing something wrong. You know that it's obvious. And then try to turn things around by being respectful of the women, because you said that you don't bully them, but you do. It's obvious. You know, and it looks, it's perception and everything. You and Mr. Smith, you all are always over there. You're together like Skillet and Leroy. You're doing things that's really unprofessional. That's all I'm saying. So again,
let's not get personal.
What did I do wrong?
Man, I'm a comedian. Come on. You know me. You know me, or you know of me. And all I'm saying is just be respectful, young man. Try to kind of like let it marinate a little bit. Be honest with yourself. Look at the mirror of your soul, brother, and say, look, that man could be right. Maybe I'm not doing this correctly. And then sit Tiffany down. I'm going to be repetitious, but say, Tiffany, you're doing wrong. This is not how we should do this. And you know that. Now I'm going to go eat my seafood gumbo and drink something my brother made yesterday, and I enjoy my life. You guys have a
so I want to, I appreciate your comment. I truly do, right? But respect in my life is a two-way street. And when people start getting disrespectful, you know, I've had a stage where I was able to deal with it, but now at my age, I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with disrespect. As far as talking to, as far as let me finish, brother, please.
Let him finish, please.
As far as Tiffany, and I know she's doing something wrong, I don't know she's doing anything wrong. I know it's certain things that her and I speak about, and I may not agree with, but that's not for me to bring to the whole world. I'm not one of these bloggers. I didn't grow up like that. The stuff they doing now would get you hurt when I grew up. So I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate your opinion. But for you to assume that I don't talk to her about things that I might not feel is not so much illegal. You make it seem like illegal. I don't know of any illegal activities. If I did, I would get the hell away from it. As far as I'm concerned, the person that was doing, in my eyes, that may have been doing all the illegal stuff is gone. And that's Keith Freeman. He's gone. He's gone. And Carmen Carlisle is rampant in defense of Keith Freeman. She became very, very combative after Keith Freeman left. And it's awful funny. It's awful funny that once they approved for those forensic audits, they hadn't came back to another meeting. Look it up.
Oh no!
I'm gonna say this.
Hold it, callers. Every panel. I have a new caller. Let's respect the new caller. 917. You're next.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Martin?
How you doing?
In the panel, happy holidays to everyone on the panel tonight.
How you doing?
I just got a question for Keith Price in regards to the bullying comment that another caller had made. And recently there was a post that Mr. Price made, and I was watching an interview with Vivian Allen. And what I would want to say is if Mr. Price will be willing to apologize for posting something that was so disrespectful to someone with cancer.
Oh, wow.
You through?
I am,
is that
my brother.
That's through for your question. Yeah.
No. I got another question for you too, but I'm trying to keep it in stages.
All right. Well, let me address that one.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let me address that one first. I've known Vivian for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. I never had a problem with. I never had a problem with Vivian, right? But I've never seen Vivian acting the way she's acting. When y'all speak about disrespect, when y'all talk about
somebody got to put their phone on mute.
Acting,
put your phone on mute, everybody. Go ahead.
I wonder, did you ever reach out to Vivian? And I'm gonna answer your question, brother. I wonder, did you ever get around to Vivian and say, "Hey, Vivian, you know, if you really recovering from cancer, you shouldn't act like that. That can make your cancer come back."
Well, I mean, we're not doctors, so I'm not going to diagnose her, and I'm not going. I don't think we're in that. No, hold on. Let me just finish my thought, and I do apologize for interrupting you. But we're not doctors, and I don't think we should. But what I'm trying to say, as an olive branch, because what I see is the hostility, the olive branch. Because if I'm not mistaken, in the interview she recently did, she said your daughter and her daughter are friends. In the spirit of being good parents and showing our children how to conduct ourselves in public, I would think as a father, and me being a father of a daughter, to set an example, this is not the way we should conduct ourselves, especially on social media.
Yeah,
am I correct or right or wrong? Right or wrong?
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Brother, hold on, man. You asked me something.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Listen, I agree with you. As a parent, I took the post down originally. But it's also a time as a parent, you got to show your children that you don't let people just keep running over you either.
I agree.
Would you agree with that?
No, I said I agree with you. I agree with you.
So your original question was about the cancer. My post to her was, I watched the video. I heard her constantly clearing her throat. I heard her saying she was sick. Bear with me, I'm sick. And I told her, you're probably sick because of how you've been acting. The way you've been acting at those meetings. You shouldn't act like that. That could bring your cancer back worse than before. I don't see anything wrong with that. I've heard many people in my family being told that they should.
You know what?
I know it's easier to say. I know it's easier to say than to do, but you can't word.
But my question, the original part of my question, I'm sorry to interrupt you again, sir. The original part of my question was, as us being gentlemen and men, because you did mention earlier in this conversation with another caller that you take, you protect this person, this woman, and that woman. I think we should always protect all our sisters, no matter no matter how they act. Sometimes we have to act, and and this is going to lead into my second question, a good segue.
All right, so
the last
right
board
there for me, real quick. Hold on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do you know that this woman been attacking me for over a year straight?
Then she should be accountable for her actions as well. But sometimes I would say, as men, we should take the high road, because sometimes our sisters.
Listen. I took the high road, brother.
Okay, so
when your children calling you and saying, "Hey, why they doing you like this? What's going on? Why? Woo woo woo." Did anybody call her and say, "Hey, you're not acting like a woman should act. You're not acting like a black queen should act. Your behavior is unbecoming of a mother"? Did any of y'all?
Well, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to.
You said as a man. You said as a.
I said, hold on. Let me rebuttal.
Let me hear your second question.
We're not.
It's really still Christmas. I wasn't going to call in at all.
Well, this is not about. Listen, bro. I'm going to respect you as a gentleman, and you respect me. I'm being a gentleman about it at the moment. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. Now, the second question. Let me just skip all of it. The second question, do you think as a professional person, the way Tiffany conducts herself when she's at the dais or she's sitting behind that table, by calling someone dumb, by calling someone out their name, do you feel that's correct and proper etiquette for a person to act that way?
I think,
it's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no answer.
I'm going to answer your question. I think it's hard to. I'm going to answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
Some things she do, I don't like too much. But other things she does, I understand why she does it when she do it. Nobody on this phone can even imagine what it feels to be attacked for 3.5 years straight, and people come to your meetings so disrespectful, so vulgar, running towards the podium. So it's hard for me. It's hard to try to. I know how someone should react in the professional world, as you said, right?
Right.
But I also know most people in the professional world has not been attacked to the level that this woman has seen for 3.5 years straight. And I don't think anyone on here can say that they would constantly react a certain way. Like,
okay, in the spirit, okay, in the position.
Let me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm wrapping up. I'm gonna be through with what you said. I think the trustee's statement alone, trying to pass the tax levy and they hadn't passed the budget, already showed her lack of knowledge on the situation.
You're talking about, okay, so that's fair enough, but we're not, okay, that's fair. But at the same side, to call someone dumb, that is very disrespectful.
Okay. Let me just say this real quick.
But and that's,
hold it.
I'm sorry.
I want to open it up for somebody else. So let me just say this. Now, I don't know Keith Price like that. I met him in passing. But don't y'all know that this brother's not going to get on here and down talk Tiffany, say what y'all want to say? I mean, y'all just say them questions. I mean, he's not going to do that, And he said it earlier, and I take it up for him. He said, yes, she does some things I don't like, but I'm not going to get on public on it and say what I don't agree with her in public. And that's not but respect. He'll be a fool to get on here and say, hey, I don't like the way Tiffany did that. No, he's not going to do that, people. Y'all know that. Y'all trying to make him say something.
But he addressed it already.
He addressed it, but I'm just saying.
But he did address it. He addressed it in a manner. I'm sorry, Mr. Martin. He addressed it in a manner that was professional.
Right.
And I get that. You're going to stick up for your home team. You're going to do that. But we're saying as black men and black women, We shouldn't be conducting ourselves. Yes, Tiffany is rough around the edges. Yes, she is, she doesn't have a great command of the English language at times. And I do agree with Mr. Price to a degree. I do agree with him to a degree. Yes, when you're constantly attacked, yes, you're going to, when you're cornered, you're going to attack back. But to just sit and just say someone is dumb, I have issues with that. And I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Price.
I was going to say, I'm trying not to use the word dumb, which I just did, but when you have trustees that don't understand the budget and the levy and the deadlines, and then you making all these accusations and you don't understand, it shows your lack of knowledge.
Sometimes it comes without the benefit of intellect.
Exactly. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to use.
Right, and I get that, but But who was she? Okay, let's say this. Let me just get a little. Was Carmen Carlisle appointed or elected?
She was appointed.
It doesn't matter.
And who appointed her? Let me finish. Who appointed her?
The vote. That's another thing a lot of y'all have wrong. The board has to vote for the appointment. So anyone could have anyone could have picked the person, and then it gets a second, then it goes to a vote. So if that was the supervisor's choice, and they seconded it and they called the roll on it, they could have easily voted no to
or down
for whatever reason. Right, for whatever reason they voted yes at that time. Just like Trustee Gonzalez was the man that made the motion for Tiffany to get appointed to supervisor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they then took a vote, and she got the most votes.
Yeah, go ahead, because we're gonna get ready to end this. Go ahead, Dr. Z. We get ready to end it. Go ahead.
We're gonna, Mr.
I want to ask Mr. Price a question.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Z, and I'll let one more person go after you. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Price, be careful, please. I'm not against Tiffany. I'm not for her, but I'm not against her either. All I can say to you is that be careful. Because when the federals come for her, they're coming for you too. They're coming for all of you all. Be careful.
They're not coming for me.
Yeah, they will.
Doc, listen. I hear you loud and clear. But if you think I've made it to 52 and did 18 years straight in politics to come and do something to take me away from my family, I'm not gonna call anybody crazy, but believe me, I'm not doing anything to the point where feds would need to do anything with me. I'm not. I've worked too hard. I've accomplished too many things, and I'm trying to live the rest of my life. I'm not sure.
Gentlemen, I'm going to exit this call, Mr. Martin.
Okay.
I appreciate the time.
Nice talking to you, brother.
Okay, that's
all right.
Okay,
everyone, happy holidays and enjoy your New Year.
One more panel, one more person on the panel, and that's it. We're gonna end it. We're gonna end it right here. I said an hour. We're 2.5 hours almost now. Does anybody else have any comment real quick and to make it the last one? Make yourself clear.
Well, I have 702
about her not paying a bill. When you keep blaming the trustees about the bills not getting paid, and they agreed to pay the bill with the exception of the campaign material. If Tiffany cared about paying the bills, why did she refuse to pay the bills at that time?
What you talking about? What bills are you talking about?
Whatever
what bills
are you talking about? Pay.
Whatever we got 3 months of bills. We got 3 months of bills that they didn't pay.
The bills at the special meeting, they agreed to pay the bills on there and took out about 7 things.
Oh, you mean when they came back and changed their mind? You talking about when they came back and changed their mind? So
They said
yes,
we'll pay
they did.
everything
They
except for
did.
these 7 things, which is her campaign materials. And
It was
Tiffany
not
said, no,
campaign
we're not paying
material.
the
You
bills.
cannot even use. You can't get campaign material through the
It has her
township.
face and likeness on it. It's campaign material.
Okay, so
And
in
they
one
passed
breath
the
in that
ordinance
same
saying that
meeting,
you
they
couldn't do that.
said, listen to me, because I know you know what you're talking about. Okay, I can hear you know what you're talking about, but I can also hear you're ignoring the fact that they say they passed these ordinances that they don't want her name on the box, right? They don't they don't control GA. They do not control general assistant. Google it, look it up in the TOI book, whatever you have to do. They have overstepped their
You have
duties.
not answered why she refused
I just
to pay the
answered.
bill.
They don't control.
Well,
GA.
wait
Why
a
would they
minute.
stop the
Let's
box?
not beat this man up. Let's not be disrespectful to this man. You know,
Why-
at least
why
at least
would
the
they-
gentleman
why
was
would
nice
they
enough to
not
come on the
vote for
panel.
Hold on,
box
sir.
and
I got
actually
this.
explain himself.
I got this. I got this. Now, hold it. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm not gonna let it get out of line. I got it. Okay. Go ahead, Keith. Keith, go ahead.
Why would the trustees not vote for the boxes that we actually put all the food in? Because her name's on it? What kills me about us, listen to me, it's also
Why
it's
not
also
pay all the other bills and fight
it's
that
also
later?
an ordinance. It's also an ordinance that says they want everything to come in front of them, but they got on TV and said they could have signed that insurance document. No, they couldn't have, because they put them ordinances in place. But I never see y'all question
Heard
them.
in the
But this is
question,
what
never
kills me.
answered.
This is what kills me with us. Us.
Don't say us.
I ain't see you.
Now it's
I'm saying I gotta say us as a whole.
Here we go.
I gotta say us as a whole.
Ladies, let the brother talk. Y'all
gotta say
emotions.
us as a whole.
Okay.
Yep, that's all it is, emotion.
Well, I would like to
I
ask
have
Mr. Price a
to say us
question.
as a whole.
Hold on,
The
sir.
biggest problem with us was when it's a different color face up there, didn't nobody say nothing.
That's
If it was
irrelevant.
right,
We're
if it
talking
was
about what
wrong,
she's doing.
if it was anything. When Zuccarelli was giving people $20,000 bonuses, I didn't hear none of y'all say nothing.
Well, does he? Wait a minute, hold on. Does he have a point?
When Zuccarelli name was on the
Hold
box,
it, y'all.
Does he have a point?
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
When
Hold it.
Zuccarelli
people.
name was on the box for 30 years straight, Gonzalez didn't say nothing.
They didn't have an ordinance either, did they?
But wait a
They
minute.
put ordinance in. That
Sir.
was a targeted ordinance.
3,
It
4,
was
3,
a
4.
targeted
Hold it.
ordinance. Those trustees hurt thousands of people in the name of politics, not professional business. This was all about stopping Tiffany from having these big functions that she always had, not just because it's election time, but they wanted to stop all these functions.
Because
Carmen
she's going
is supporting-
taxpayer dollars, Keith.
She's
You know
not
that.
doing it. She's giving it back to you.
So who's paying
We
for
got
it?
the biggest
Who's paying for
surplus that township has had.
You have a loan. That's not a
years.
surplus. That's a
What ain't
not
a surplus?
She's got a loan.
Okay.
It's not a loan.
That's not surplus.
That loan ain't even included in the numbers anymore.
Yeah,
That's
you'll
not
see.
even included. That's why I tell y'all to go on Susan Mendoza's website and get the truth. I don't
Okay,
tell y'all to
we did.
believe me.
Okay.
I don't tell y'all to
Okay.
believe me.
Hold
I
it.
tell y'all to go where the truth is at.
Hold it, Keith.
We don't.
Let's
We
get
don't
this
believe
last question. Come on, ma'am.
I
Y'all
don't
can't.
care.
Yeah, listen,
You
please.
do care because you're up here pleading for her.
Listen.
No. I'm trying to wake you up.
You
But
can't
you
wake
don't
us up,
believe
Keith.
you
We're
sleep,
not
so it
stupid.
don't matter.
People are not stupid. And
Okay.
as soon as you learn that,
I don't know. I don't know if
With
y'all
her,
are or not. I don't know.
See the light.
Okay.
I
My
see the
last
light every
question.
day.
Hold
Thank
on,
God.
Doc. Hold on,
No,
Doc.
you
MD, hold on. This is gonna be the last question, sir. So you land this plane correctly. I got to get out of here.
You said that about 3 times.
I know it, Keith, but he called me. 3, 4, 3, 4. Come on, that's it. Please make it quick. Whatever you got to say.
Hey, Mr. Price, happy Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Mr. Price, thank you, sir. as much as I disdain Tiffany's behavior, I will say this, and as a statement and a question, I do believe there is a double standard when it comes to how Black people respond to non-Black politicians compared to Black politicians. When it comes to Black politicians, we expect them to be supernatural saviors, save us from the systematic problems that we have been facing for decades, generations, centuries. With non-Black politicians, it's like, we don't expect them to do much. It's like we kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. So my question to you is, do you feel that Tiffany Henyard is being attacked because she's a Black female?
I think Tiffany is being attacked. Oh man, I've talked about this before. I think she's being attacked. I don't know any politicians who don't. Not so. I won't say, when you say wrong, we can make mistakes. The only thing about making a mistake, the only problem about making a mistake in my eyes is not correcting the mistake. Now, I'm going to get back to what brother asked me. I think Tiffany is being attacked because she's a young Black woman who doesn't fit the status quo of their politicians that they can control. She doesn't bow down and kiss nobody's butt or ring. And a lot of people that's in higher places don't like it.
I noticed that too.
I don't know any politicians that haven't made
like
mistakes.
Mr. Price. It seemed like Mr. Price that Black, like with Tiffany Henyard, it was like she was scrutinized because she did not fit the mold. I've watched this since Donald Trump came on the political market. The politics and how we relate to each other has changed dramatically. We went from being, we had a big disagreement, we argued it out, and we shook hands. Now it's just gotten to being downright nasty and personal, to the vice president being called a whore by a non-Black politician, to Black people on social media sites making fun of her looks, talking about she wears a hair hat, and the lack of Black self-respect that we have for each other has been so fully on display.
On display, yes, sir.
Fully on display.
Led us to the max.
That when Harris was getting called these things, I didn't see a single Black man come out and say and check any non-Black person. They sat on the sideline and they went along with the thing where you're not like us.
Agreed. They
you're
sat
not
on the
like
sideline
us.
and agreed. Yep.
And did nothing. And what I'm starting to see here, and like I said, Tiffany Henyard, I mean, some of her behavior is deplorable. I'm not going to sit here and deny it. She comes off as, and keep it real, ratchet. But at the same time, I think Tiffany is trying to buck the way Black politicians conduct themselves, like, being tired of being policed by non-Black standards of how you do things in politics, how you conduct yourself in politics. Like that whole Jackie Robinson, be the good Negro kind of thing, to her, I feel it's passe. Like, no, screw this. We're not going to be trying to live up to these non-Black standards of politics. It's like, something new. And people can dislike it, but that may give her the win.
I'm gonna tell you.
That may be what people want.
I'm gonna tell you what I believe. I believe if they knew they could beat her, they would have had a primary. If they knew they could beat her, they would have ran the caucus correctly. Because you're talking about all you're trying to do is beat a lady that's been beat up on and dogged out for 3.5 years straight. That shouldn't be so hard, right? You would think, right?
To be honest with you, Mr. Price, she was recalled. She was recalled. It was a
It
judge.
was illegal.
It was a judge that said, it was a judge. Let's see, I'm not talk over Mr. Price, but it was a judge.
That was
in
for
Illinois
Dolton.
that actually,
Hold on, but that was for Dolton. She was recalled anyway. That was for Dolton, not for
That
Thornton
was
Town.
for Dalton. I'm
Okay,
gonna
thank
still
you.
address that though.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
she was
recalled, and then the
And the
judge
same
said,
attorney
well, the
that I
people didn't know what they were doing.
Right.
They didn't read it correctly.
It was the same attorney I talked about, Odelson, who has tried recalls before, who knew it wasn't going to work, who got paid.
Well, sir, Mr. Price, if 56% of the people in Dolton rejected her, then she takes it to court, and then the judge says, well, these black people don't know what they're doing. They didn't understand the language of it, so that's why it was null and void.
Maybe the judge, look, you say 56%, right? But
Yeah,
when she won the election, listen, when she won the election, she won by 82% of the vote that came out, right? So the judge supposed to say screw the 82%.
Her recall, well, that recall was real.
Now, listen to what I just asked you, though. Listen to what I just asked you. When she won her election,
the first time, not the recall.
Started,
before the recall,
the recall started, she won by 82%. So the judge supposed to say screw them people who wanted her, huh?
Nope. I would say when Tiffany Henyard got in, it was high hopes for her. But you ever heard the saying goes, what goes around comes around? Because she was combative with the same with a mayor earlier. And then she beat that mayor. And now she started to do some of the things that mayor was doing.
I really don't know. I don't know about that because as much as I like Riley, I found out that he didn't do any streets while he was the mayor. That woman came in there doing streets. That woman came in there doing alleys. That woman came in there and revamped all the Greenwood. That woman came in making sure speed bumps was in certain areas that people had been complaining about. That woman trimmed the trees. That woman got street cleaners moving through that town. Now, all that is what a mayor should do. But when we talk about that recall, I just want to know, what in the hell did she do in 2 months that made them want to do a recall? Or was it always part of their plan? They rolled her back in there, and then they stabbed her in it when they got to the finish line and won. And it was approximately 2 months they started the recall effort. Was it all part of the plan?
Spent $20,000 on the inauguration when she's only supposed to spend $5,000.
$20,000 on the inauguration. I don't have no facts on no numbers about an inauguration. Honestly, I don't know about that. I wasn't even talking to Tiffany then.
Okay. Well, let me.
That's the thing, y'all. A lot of people think that I've just known Tiffany forever. I've known her since she gave me an opportunity that I knew Zuccarelli would have never gave me, because I wouldn't bow down and kiss his ring.
All right,
but Mr. Price, is it also the image of, not to use my term here,
listen, 434
thug image?
Hold on, 434.
Yeah.
You make sure you hit that donation box, man, because you keep holding me up. Go ahead, 434. Go ahead.
Mr. Mark.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And that's like back to the woman from earlier. Oh, with all those credentials, why would he take a pantry job? Oh, why would you take a pantry job with all your credentials, with all the stuff you do?
Why wouldn't the image on television?
Why wouldn't I take an opportunity to be the manager of the largest food pantry in Illinois to help people? Why wouldn't I take that?
Well, because Mr. Price,
second largest pantry in the world to somewhere like Orange Mound, California, or something.
It wasn't in your background, though.
Well, Mr. Price, when I saw you on television with the interview, I originally thought you were the bodyguard. That you were the kind of, because of the way the way the disrespect has gone on these meetings, and we see him on TV where she calls Miss Carlisle liar, and then you have a woman up there with a golf club coming in there screaming about some candidate being affiliated with a drug dealer.
But
And
I'm the goon. But I'm the goon, though.
You know,
See,
and
they'll
what
label you whatever you want. I've never had a golf club at a meeting.
you know, like, and the question I ask is, do you believe that some of the negative images that Tiffany's portrayed it as sort of like a thug, sort of gangster kind of politician? Because when I watch you guys in the panel, I'm like, oh my God, they're really gonna. The perception of the media is that Tiffany Henyard has a bunch of thugs around her because y'all not in suits.
Right. What else? That's what I was going to say. What else would the media try to show you as? They don't want to say Tiffany Henyard has a lot of black men that don't kiss butt, that don't bow down, that's strong black men, that's masculine men, that ain't feminized men. They don't want to put us across like that. You know, I got a nice amount of suits, but I caught myself on the news. Unfortunately, being around Tiffany Henyard, you might get caught without a haircut. You didn't shave that morning, and you might be on TV. So it made me. You know, I come from the pantry. I've been working at the pantry, unloading trucks, doing whatever we doing. And then I come to the main building, and then there's cameras in your face. And I got on hoodies and stuff like that. I'm working. You know, and I'll tell you something I used to say when I was an alderman, because they used to call me, and matter of fact, one of the people who I think behind all this smear campaign, and I like the gentleman, but he got fired from Dolton. Sean Howard gave me the nickname, the hip-hop alderman, long time ago.
Same with Kwame Kilpatrick.
They used to I don't know nothing about Kwame Kilpatrick. That's a different state. I don't want to.
They called him the hip hop mayor back in the day when he was Detroit's mayor.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Because Sean started that stuff on me like 2003. So, I just think when you see, yes, Tiffany is rough around the edges. So is sandpaper, and it usually smooth things out. But when you see strong black women and strong black men standing up, they're going to portray you a certain way. And just like you know, it's just like with us. You see people well, hopefully you don't see them get killed, but you hear about people getting murdered in the neighborhoods every day. Black people don't raise hell about it. Soon as somebody else do it, though, then they want to raise hell. Like we gotta hold everybody to the same standard. We talk about Tiffany, all this hate for Tiffany. This woman ain't even been charged with nothing. While we got a mayor in Riverdale that's indicted, running for re-election right now, his name ain't never in the dang on paper. And that's Jackson, Mayor Jackson in Riverdale. You got Thaddeus Jones in Calumet City, who's under federal investigation, all type of spending with his campaign money, everything. All type of harassment charges against Miss Figgs, bullying on Monet Wilson. You don't see that man's name in the paper. Why is that? Why is it? Is it the money? Is it because they're in Springfield? Why are these people who are definitely charged with things not being talked about? There's articles about Napoleon giving over 100,000 to his beggars from his campaign fund. Why are these people not being talked about? Thaddeus Jones got called out about all type of Cadillac purchases for his wife. You know what he said? I'll pay it back. It's articles, facts. I'll pay it back. Well, hell, if that's all we got to do, let everybody do what they want to do and just pay it back, huh?
Well, the FBI didn't convene a grand jury for them.
Well, I don't know.
And to be honest with you, man, I don't think they will.
We know
because
for a fact that Jackson had a grand jury because he was indicted.
Yeah,
so that's one out the way.
Hey, this is 702. I got one question.
Okay,
for you
so,
guys.
listen, hold on. Okay, hold on. Listen, y'all do me a favor. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Can y'all do that? If you're not hitting the donation box, just hit like. We got 300 some people on here. I only got like 75 likes. Please do that for me. Thank you. All right, go ahead. Come on, man. We got to end this. Keep tired. I'm tired. Come on. Let's.
Just real quick, Mr. Price.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it was right for Tiffany to compare herself to Rosa Parks?
What was Rosa Parks known for?
You don't know?
I'm asking you. You asked me a question.
Well, you didn't answer it.
I answer it for you. I answer it for you, then, brother. What was Rosa Parks known for? Not giving up a seat, right?
You didn't answer the question. You're asking
I'm answering if you
you so confrontational, man.
Sir,
I'm not even confrontational.
Sir, just let me answer the question so we can get out of here. So we can get out of here. Go ahead.
Rosa Parks was known for not giving up her seat, right?
Right.
Yeah. You asked, was Rosa Parks known for not giving up a seat on the bus? He know where I'm going. That's why
I'm 70 years old. I know exactly what Rosa Parks was. My question to you was, do you think it was right for her to compare herself to Rosa Parks? That was my question. It doesn't have to come back to the question to me.
Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat on the bus, and Tiffany Henyard ain't gonna just give up her seat as supervisor because somebody bullied her out of a seat and ran a caucus like a dictatorship without ever opening the floor up for any other nomination. So Rosa Parks didn't give up. I don't know what else Rosa Parks did besides not give up a seat.
But if he started a movement.
It started a movement. And this too may start a movement. We don't know what's going to happen with these caucuses.
Well, I can tell you this. The bus driver wouldn't have let Tiffany get on the bus.
Okay,
well, you don't know that.
All right, people. 470. What you got to say real quick?
Martin, man. I'm gone.
Go ahead. Leave, Keith. You good. You good.
Keith Price, don't go yet. One question, Keith. One question. Thank you so much for staying and responding. I just got 3 questions, and I'm not going to be long.
Make them quick, please. One question. 470. One question. We're trying to get out of here.
One question.
Okay,
one question. And I respect you. You said that the question is, you wouldn't be riding with Tiffany if you knew she was doing wrong. I just want to know if you think her paying her boyfriend more than the congressman made to follow her around, is that okay? Do you think her using the township buses to bus all the seniors to the caucus was okay? And if you think, given that,
pick which one you want me to answer, because you said one question and I agreed to stay for one question.
Do you think any one of those things is wrong? Just yes or no?
I think all politicians put people around them that they could trust the most. Number one for that. Number two, because there's going to be 2 questions. This is your second one that you did ask me. The township's job in any election is to make sure people can get out and exercise their right to vote if they want to go. This is something the township has done for years. Unfortunately, we haven't had a caucus in 30 years, which is suspect in itself because you saw how it was ran. So yes, you can, that's what the township does. They always take seniors to vote. They always, for any election. Doesn't matter who they're voting for or who they're not voting for. That is one of the services that the township offers to seniors when it comes to elections, amongst many other things. I hope that answered your question.
Well, if it didn't, I got to go. All right, listen, thank y'all so much.
Martin, I'm out, man.
Thank you, Keith, for coming in. Thank you for coming in and answering the best you could. Some people believe, some people don't. I have no control over that. So it was a great show.
It ain't about the ones who don't believe. It's about the ones who's going to actually go and research and look it up for themselves and find the truth, brother.
Okay, that's what it's all about.
All right.
Thank you, guys. All right, please please, people, make sure you hit the like button. Do that for me. Please do that. More so to even give me a donation. Just hit the like button. That's cool with me. Thank y'all for tuning in. It was a great show. A great show. Great show. Looking forward to talking about this subject at another time next year. As you know, Lori will be giving her final analysis about her research. So I'm waiting. Now, hopefully, if I'm not tied up, I will be there live, uncut, and unedited. Thank y'all so much. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and what? And shame the devil. I love being black. All right, people. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful